For it?
Okay,
let's go for
so
it.
let's talk about it. And I'm curious what you
this.
guys think. Now,
Everybody has.
I'm open to, by the way, we're not one-sided on this. We're very open to both sides, and I've been debating this with my friends for weeks now. The idea that Andrew and Tristan Tate were taken into custody for several different charges in Romania on the 2 days before New Year's, right? It was like
December 30th.
The day before New Year's. And what's happened is the entire internet is divided. People who don't like them absolutely unequivocally think they're guilty, and people who do like them absolutely unequivocally think that they're innocent. And you know, you and I both kind of had the wait and see method, wait and see philosophy, and the whole idea for us is like, I personally don't think the motivation was there. I've said that before. I received hellified criticism for saying that, and also so have you. So Sterling, before you and I just did a podcast the other day, you have been with Andrew and Tristan in their house in Romania, in Bucharest, for a while, and you had an opinion on this, and I was curious what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around these boys, you know, for weeks on end with no cameras, in private, just, you know, boys being boys. And when you are around somebody that long, they can't, it's very hard to act for like weeks on end. You know, eventually you see someone's real character.
Right.
And Andrew and Tristan are not the kind of people who are going to go abusing women. They're not the kind of people who are going to go and human traffic. And to me, it's, you know, I would consider them both very close friends of mine. So I'm not on the position where I'm going to wait to see, you know, the evidence. I believe that they are completely innocent. And so I will do my best to try and defend their reputation whenever I can.
So what you're saying is that the video that came out with the recording of Andrew saying he enjoyed raping someone and all that was fake?
I haven't seen a video of him saying he enjoyed raping somebody.
It was
are you
on
checking
Vice,
the Vice link today?
Vice today, yeah.
There's Vice link today.
So Vice, I was at the event where Vice was filming.
I can tell you about that, but go ahead.
That video I haven't seen. But the whole Vice documentary that came out recently, that was filmed like over 6 months ago at this event they did in Romania. And I was there, and they did nothing but treat, like the entire organization treated those guys extremely well, showed them, you know, what our brotherhood is like, really, the organization that we're part of. And we knew from the start that they were going to try and use it as a slanderous hit piece on him. It's Vice. That's what they do, right? And we expected them to kind of release that footage, like that documentary, within like a month or two, and they didn't. So we're like, okay, well that... To me,
they sit on it.
They waited till
they
the timing.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a story.
What
for
does
you.
that? So that means one of two things, right? Either it means that they were privy to information that they would get apprehended when they went back to Romania. That's one possibility. I don't know how well, you know, Vice are connected that way.
Right.
The other more likely possibility that I believe is they couldn't, because of all the footage they got there. They were interviewing some other members from the war room and things like that. The footage they got of Andrew was so overwhelmingly positive that they couldn't frame him in such a way to make him look bad. Until 6+ months later, he gets arrested, or detained rather. And now they have a way to spin it, and he can't defend himself either. He can't speak out against it himself either.
So I just want to bring up one point. Regardless of whether you are pro or against this, there was a woman named Jill Shively who literally, with her own eyes, saw O.J. Simpson go from the Bundy house to the Rockingham house. He saw it. He saw her. She said she saw him run a light. Then she goes on a talk show. She talks about it, and Gil Garcetti, who was the district attorney at the time, decided to not use her testimony in court because she was compensated for speaking out on another case. My question is this. This story is coming out before voir dire. Do you understand? There has not been a jury selection, and they're already doing this. And these are people who are testifying in the case. Regardless of whether or not you think he's guilty or innocent, this is playing far outside the rules in order to do something like this.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand, because in the United States, they would not accept her testimony if she went on a television show beforehand and started saying this. There is a place and time for this. In the U.S., this is in a court of law. So that's the only issue.
This ain't the U.S. This is Romania, and I think the biggest mistake that I see everyone making right now, and you know who the fuck you are, too, this is Romania. This is not the United States. This is not fucking an episode of CSI. Okay, this is Romania. How it works there.
CSI
it's not
Romania.
How it works here. Okay, so let's just
CSI Bucharest.
get that out of your fat heads right now. I'm just gonna go out on a limb here because I was playing it really kind of close to the chest on the show that I did 2 weeks ago on my show when this first started rolling out. And as things have developed, as well as the Vice leak. The funny thing about the leak is that I've known the Tates since 2017, 2016, somewhere around there. one of the first interviews I did with Andrew, he addressed that girl from 2013 on my show. By the way, I pulled it off of YouTube for obvious reasons, but it's mirrored on Odyssey. So if anybody wants to go look that up, it's still on Odyssey. But he addressed everything that was going on at that time with the girl that they're digging up from 2013, way back when. I don't think that, and here's me just spitballing here, I don't think that the charges that are up against them right now have anything to do with sex trafficking. I think that's just a pretense to hold them for bigger charges right now. They want to get them on money laundering. They want to get them on something that is way more serious than girls saying, oh, he did this, he touched me here, he did that kind of stuff. As you were saying, I've never seen them do any. You lived with them for like 2 months in last February in Dubai, for fuck's sake.
Right? And it's like every single woman who came through that house, is there of her own volition, and they're just sitting there partying. Honestly, half the time when we're partying with girls in that house, they're ignoring the chicks, and the boys are just hanging out together. It's to me, it's so ludicrous.
I think they want them on something bigger. That's why. And I think this is just a pretense to hold them for 30 days, and then maybe even longer than that, so they can go and build a case for something else.
And I think it's pretty obvious that international powers have pressured Romania to do something about it.
Well, I mean, we are looking at, the British consulate just visited them just the other day with the economics guy from the British. Why the economics guy is there?
Right.
Maybe it's about money. Maybe it's about money.
They're still British citizens, charged
with
a felony.
Of course, they wanted him to get there, but it's, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be there. Should, but I'm like, why are they dragging the economics guy there too?
I only asked that question because I was recently even told who Andrew was.
Yeah.
Never heard of him until maybe 5 or 6 months ago. And when it kind of picked up and peaked at his little celebrities moment, it's all little clips of really disturbing things that he's said. So I don't know his background. I don't know what he's really about. You guys know him personally. It's nice to know that there's a different side to it. But all I've ever seen is social media clips of him saying he only dates 18-year-olds because they're more manipulated. And I'm like, what? The outlandish things that he says, I don't know if it's for the attention. I don't know if he truly believes this and everyone's just giving him a pass for it. Not sure. But I only asked that question because I saw it literally before coming in here.
By the way, he's been upfront about it for at least as far back as 2016. So,
by the way, that's super valid. It's not your job to go watch a 3-hour podcast, right? And he's even said when he went on the British gentleman, what's his name? Yeah, Piers Morgan. He even said there were certain instances we wished that he'd used different words in some of the things that he said. The problem that I had is that a large social media influencer hit me up a couple of days ago and was somehow trying to conflate her feeling of him being dangerous with him being convicted of a felony. And that is not how it works in this country, at least. And so that's one of the things that I found to be scary. If evidence comes out that he did it, then I will accept that. But I haven't seen that physical evidence so far.
That's why I have been people say you're riding the fence. You're goddamn right, I'm riding the fence because I want to make sure that I'm accurate with everything that I'm talking about. And then, by the way, the whole Vice timing right now. I said this back in November when I did a certain show on a certain daytime talk show that I wasn't supposed to talk about, but I can now because the Dr. Phil show that I was on is going to air on at least the last I heard was the 26th of this month. So now they actually I didn't think they were going to do it. But what did I say when I was right here at this table and I said because they told me it was going to be 2 to 3 weeks before they aired it.
Yeah.
And what did I say? I said, they won't do that. They'll wait until some shit comes down so they can throw it at Andrew. And here we are.
Amber.
I hate being right all the time.
Amber and Laura, did you guys have any opinion? By the way, anything you want to say is valid. It doesn't matter if you're fully informed or whatever just your first initial opinion is.
Definitely not fully informed on the Andrew Tate situation. I literally just figured out who he was when he got arrested in Romania. So I don't know much. I have touched on it. He's misogynistic. Women hate him, kind of thing.
Yeah,
women love him.
Yeah, that's
I love to hate him.
I'll say this: it's usually a lot of stuff is clickbait nowadays. So I don't really feel like the media is very trustworthy in how they portray people a lot of the time. But I also just don't know anything about him, so I don't
let's
really have
point
an
out one
opinion.
other thing. So what you see, there's two types of clips that come out. You've probably noticed these annoying clips of me every fucking 5 minutes on Instagram. Those are my
And TikTok.
Right, on TikTok. those are my affiliates.
Like, God,
Those are my affiliates. So basically, they get paid to sell my course. Andrew was doing something similar with his courses where they had affiliates. The affiliates would get 10%, and those affiliates would make sites basically just to Andrew Tate, and they'd grow super fast. These guys would get 50,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers super fast just from posting Andrew Tate content. But they deliberately, two things happen. Number one, they deliberately would make the most lascivious content they could in order to get people to get views. Exactly. For specifically for frustrated men who were confused, would see this type of content and immediately sort of go towards it. And then secondly, there were people who didn't like Andrew Tate who would additionally take this out of context. I'm sure at some point somebody will take me out of context and do something similar. So that's
you think?
that's the same type of situation. But that's essentially what happened. That doesn't mean you're wrong. But what I'm saying is, what happened is, in everyone, there was a few of them that he was being grilled on, and I went back and watched each one of those podcasts in full. And when you take them into context, it's very similar to what happened with Joe Rogan. When you take Joe Rogan out of context, he sounds like a guy who believes in fucking aliens and that there's lizard people under Antarctica. When you listen to his entire thing, he's just questioning what he's heard before, and it's part of a very long paragraph, and so it becomes very confusing to a lot of people when it comes to that. Again, I don't want you guys to feel like you can't express your opinion if you have a differing opinion on this podcast. Please, I want you to know that, okay? Anything, Kaylin? Or have you just not on TikTok at all?
Are you familiar? Do you know?
No.
I have no idea what y'all talking about.
That's what I love it. That's why.
I'm waiting for the next topic.
That's why you're my BFF.
Good.
That's why you're my BFF, Kaylin. That's awesome.
I bet I
Like
can
it on
mention a
social
name that you
media
guys do
and
know,
news
though.
and stuff.
Okay, here's a good question. So I'm going to take this, Travis. Question for the panel. Why do you think that women fight tooth and nail to defend Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? Looking forward to a great show, everyone. Thank you for that $20, Iron Frame. What do you think about
What do you guys think about Prince Harry and Meghan
Prince
Markle?
Harry, Meghan Markle?
I know that he's the prince.
Very good.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
He-
And that
he
she's the
announced
princess.
it.
I know that they kind of distanced themselves from the family because they weren't really being treated fairly, and they
right?
That's
Isn't that
about
what
the
happened?
extent that I know, and good for them. They found peace.
There you go.
Forget the money.
Sterling's going to
Find peace.
take this and run.
Certainly.
Yeah,
certainly.
you got it.
Being a resident of two different countries.
Commonwealth.
He's being
It's a
a
great
resident of two
Commonwealth.
different countries in the Commonwealth. What do you think about this?
Mate, I don't know how much you've gone down like the rabbit hole about his like illegitimacy when it comes to his father, his lineage. He ain't.
You don't think he's Charles's son?
That's what we're debating, whether or not he's actually his son.
No, I'm just bringing
Oh, wait, this is tea. Someone bring me tea. I didn't know this. Wait.
That's a big bomb.
Yeah.
Interesting.
In,
Oh, yeah,
in
it's
England,
his
this, in England, this is very, very common.
His dad's a
Like
tennis
if you
His
look,
dad's a tennis coach.
if you look
I never
at
heard this.
if you look at
I've
Prince
never heard
Philip
that
and you
I
look
did hear
at
that he used to
Charles,
cheat
they
on
look the
Prince
same.
Diana.
Yeah.
They both look like those Mountbattens have a look.
You mean William?
No, I'm talking about Charles and Prince Philip. Before he passed away.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
When you look at his father, Prince Philip, and you look
Right.
Philip Mountbatten,
And you look at William, and you look at Charles. They look very, very similar too. But Harry looks extremely similar to. I don't know the name of the guy.
The tennis coach.
There was some redhead dude that Diana was apparently having some
The
liaison
tennis coach.
with.
Yeah.
They look identical.
Not my Diana. No.
Identical.
No, don't say it. Say it ain't so. She's a
Like,
saint.
to me, it's not really surprising that the
Look at Prince Charles. Come on.
yeah. They're not, it's not really surprising that they're trying to like kind of separate him from like the royal family.
Yeah.
Because he's not legitimate. It's like, oh
He's-
great, Megan's a perfect excuse.
He's
for
doing
You
the
take him.
So you guys are doing this redheaded stepchild.
Oh, you're saying he's the Khloe
Literally.
Oh, you're saying he's the Khloe Kardashian of the royal family. Is that what you're saying?
No.
You're saying it now. His father is O.J. Simpson. Is that what you're saying? Oh, I'm sorry. Two different stories.
He's the
Okay,
he's
wait.
the cuck of Sussex.
There we go.
So my thing is, William looks like his mom. So who's to even say
does.
who he belongs to? I feel like I don't know. That I did not know that. I did not know
I
that
didn't
was
hear
like
anything.
common
That's not even
knowledge
what
that
you
he's
were
like not.
asking, Rollo.
Hold on. It's a very simple solution. We need
That's
you two to
wild.
slide into his DMs and let's get some DNA.
There we go.
Can you guys do that for me?
Okay,
God.
so
We have a project for you.
Michael,
for the team?
Yeah.
Michael, do you remember? This was. Do you remember when Prince Harry came to Vegas?
Yes, I do. And he jumped into the pool at EBC. Were you there?
I was. It was at Surrender actually.
Okay.
But That was when the tabloid pictures came out of him like
I remember that.
naked. Yes. Yes.
Butt naked in his hotel room.
Yes. I think I can say something about it now, but I was like grilled by the FBI.
Really?
What? Grilled by the FBI after that happened.
Why? What was their interest in the story?
So
for those of you guys, for those
okay.
of you who don't know, at the Wynn they have Excess, and then they have a club. Used to be called Surrender, now it's just called Encore Beach Club, and Amber works at Encore Beach Club. Go ahead.
So I'm not going to say names, but there are girls. There's actually a girl that used to work with us that was like, she took a liking to one of the guys that he was in the army with. She's actually married to him with like a couple kids now, but a couple girls went up to his room that night. That's like a huge no-no. You work anywhere in Vegas, you do not.
Especially at the Wynn.
You do not
Especially
do that.
at the Wynn.
Isn't it funny how, but there's guys out here who probably don't believe this. You will get fired for doing stuff like that. Whereas in other cities, where there's because so many people who don't live here think every girl here is a prostitute.
Yeah.
If you do that, you get fired so quick. And that's something a lot of people don't realize. Even Kaylin and I, we talked about this before. If any of the girls who work for one of her gigs as an atmosphere model, if she finds out about it, they're gone.
Yeah.
Because it's it's such thin ice. If you want a prostitute, go get a prostitute. There's plenty of them.
Exactly.
They're all around. But the legitimate businesses here have to stay legitimate.
Yeah.
Some of these places the Wynn is a publicly traded company. MGM is a publicly traded company. Caesars is a publicly traded company. They can't just willy-nilly be slanging out coke and having prostitutes run around. Yeah. It doesn't work like that. Okay, this is not 1985 and fucking Studio 54. It doesn't work like that.
It's not Scarface.
It's not Miami.
It's not Miami, right? But hey, but let me say this: there's no publicly traded companies that own the clubs in Miami. Sure. You're exactly right. Like Tal Hakkasan doesn't have any venues in Miami. There's a reason for that because they play by different rules there for sure.
Didn't one of the hosts at the Wynn get fired for taking a picture of a celebrity in the cabanas? I forget when I worked at Excess. I remember hearing a story. Don't take pictures if celebrities are in here. Don't ask for pictures. Because someone got fired at the pool for taking a picture of someone in the club.
I believe it. I haven't.
Yeah,
right.
It's too much.
I'm like,
because if the celebrity doesn't want anyone to know that they're on property, especially when it was Tryst before it was Intrigue, we didn't have any DJs. Was it Steve Wynn and Victor Dre did not believe, they were partners at the time, they didn't believe in having two hired big name DJs and celebrities to come be in the club to get people in. They believed that their club was so extravagant and so nice. They didn't need it. It spoke for itself. Yeah. So they were very adamant about like celebrities coming in here all the time. Do not take pictures of them. Do not get too close and commingle. But I'm pretty sure that was the Wynn that I heard that.
Wow.
Yeah, big troubles.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you my take on Harry. It's the same take I've been talking about since the Pat Campbell days back in 2018. He is probably the epitome of the average beta male today.
But what else could he be though?
The thing is like he used to fly helicopters.
You think, right?
People used to throw shit at me all the time about that. They're like, he's alpha. He was in the military. Fuck you, Rollo. And I'm like, here we are, and here we have what was the documentary they just did on Netflix, and she runs a show, and I'm like, how do you not, especially after the Oprah interview between the two of them, I'm like, this guy is like, and I don't know who would like if you have Tristan and Andrew on one side. And then who would be the polar opposite of those two guys? It would be Harry. It would be Prince Harry. And he's not a prince anymore. He renounced his princehood, didn't he?
I think he's still a prince by genetic lineage, but he doesn't have the titles anymore. He doesn't, like, he's not the prince. He's not the Duke of whatever.
Oh, wait, here's a good one. Yeah. Here's a good one. White Lion, thanks. Rollo, Shakira's new song is making a lot of noise. Can we assume that she is an alpha widow?
I haven't heard it. I don't know what this is.
Did she make a new song?
She have a new song?
Widow?
She made a new song.
I'm confused.
No.
Okay, so thank you for confusing us. Whoever did that super chat. Hey guys, we have a very important moment.
Last time I heard about Shakira.
Rollo, this is my first ever super chat.
It is. All right.
Here we go. My first ever super chat. Here we go.
Yeah. Super chat.
Joe Raimondi. Rollo, you're the OG. Sterling, awesome to see you on the panel. Michael, I joined MOA a few weeks ago. Hey, welcome to Fight Club. Welcome to Fight Club, motherfucker. And loving it. Your leadership is exemplary, following the path paved by great men. Hey, thank you so much, man. Thank you. My first ever super chat, so I appreciate it.
I got Black Sigma here. He says, question for Rollo. Are you ever going to do a show on Vice talking about modernist and traditionalist men debate masculinity? Coincidence. I saw that episode. I will probably use it on Sunday's show. And let me tell you, that entire episode had one purpose, to legitimize the transgender guy that was on there so that everybody would think he's a man. That's the only reason they had that show. Would I go on there? Yes, I'd be happy to go on there. But am I going to get the call? Probably not. So, don't hold your breath.
Hey, man, shout out to the 800 people that are watching this, man. This is pretty awesome. This is taking off. You have another super chat that Jesse was just reading. Can you read it out loud?
Go ahead. You can.
Jesse, you want to read it? The green one.
You read it, Jesse.
By Leaks D.
You can read them.
Has Mike or Sterling ever been recruited for those hot wife parties? Do regular women actually participate in this, or is it just genre? So, first of all, does everybody know what a hot wife is?
Yes,
why don't you
I just
explain?
learned.
No, you guys.
Listen.
You explain.
Sterling,
Well, yeah.
why me? Because
No, that's your,
you're an
that's
expert.
your niche. Go
You're an
ahead.
expert witness.
Jesse, you're Mickey Mantle in here. You hit from both sides of the plate. Why don't you go ahead and explain
We
it?
love it.
From my understanding, a hot wife is a woman who's married and her husband enjoys letting her go out and have sex with other men.
And then the
sometimes
other guys watch. Is
Yeah.
that it?
Yeah.
I've been asked twice. I've never done it.
Of course you have.
Okay,
Michael.
so
And
I'm glad you said that. There's a difference. The difference between cuckolding and the cuck fantasy and the
Well, 'cause you make
and
him
the
eat
hot
the
wife
cream
fantasy
out.
is that with the cuck fantasy, typically the husband is getting humiliated by the bull. In the hot wife fantasy, he's like kind of either a participant or he's like encouraging it.
He's like egging it on.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a positive
Cheerleading.
kind of cheerleading, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's basically like that. Whereas cuckolding, he's like getting like
Come eat his cum off my
piece
asshole.
of shit,
Yeah.
like whatever,
Yeah,
like
like
getting
that.
getting
Yeah.
talked down in the corner.
And canceled.
Sorry, Michael.
No, it's okay.
All right, Kaylin, what do you think about all this? Go. Hot wife, cuckolding, go.
What do you
Talk
think?
in the microphone. What do you think?
I'm still taking it all in. This is new to
Me
me.
too.
As a married woman of 10 years, can't say I know about this. Yeah.
Okay.
Haven't
Very
been
good.
approached yet.
Yeah.
Haven't been
Oh,
approached.
Good,
No,
there's
no.
I'm just a big whore. Got it? I'm just out here hoeing. Got it.
I do have a question for Sterling. Why do you think like cuckold fantasies are like so popular right now? Is it like a social thing? Is it like a 21st
Is
century?
cuckolding blowing up?
I have a theory.
Is this becoming? Is it in?
I mean, it's in. I think it's a lot more common now than when I was a kid. Yeah. Like I think pornography has a giant aspect of that. Like basically every single porno. I mean, not every single, but a vast majority of every porno you would see somewhere has some element of like cuckoldry, cheating involved in it.
Cuckoldry. Oh, I'm gonna get a shirt that
In
says
general,
cuckoldry.
it's normally like
So nice.
ignorant beta husband like invites over his friend or the tennis coach or the pool boy or the pizza delivery guy or whatever, and his wife gets banged.
Infidelity, yeah.
Yeah, so infidelity is super common in porn, and I think it's been pushed a lot more.
I wish you could see the face.
I'm trying to figure this out. I'm so confused.
By the way, just out of curiosity, you don't have to say it. How many of us actually watch porn like freak?
I've never watched porn.
I
don't.
What?
I've never
watched. Thank you.
Never seen like
I've never
accidentally been
seen-
scrolling and clicked
Never
something.
seen,
Real
never
deal
watched
right
porn.
here.
Thank
can-
you.
I
I
can
don't have to
honestly
watch
say-
it. What's the point of me watching it? I don't have to watch it.
I can
It doesn't
honestly
get you
say
riled up?
I have never.
I don't need to. Yeah, I don't need to watch porn. I've never watched porn.
I have never watched any of
So I'm
Sterling's
just a big
stuff, and
whore.
people
So
have
you've
tried.
never
to-
seen Sterling
I'll watch
before.
it
Round
now.
two.
Yeah.
Try.
I'll watch it now.
Never
Yeah,
watched
I'll
it.
watch it now.
I used
Well-
to.
No, I'm good. I still.
Let me know,
Okay.
like, give me a critique
Send me
afterwards.
the good stuff. The
I
good
used to
links.
watch a
I'll
lot
watch
of
that.
porn. I used to watch a lot of porn. I don't watch porn anymore.
What happened?
Really?
You
What
feel like you
changed your
saw it all.
mind?
You've seen it all now.
You saw him and then you're like,
I'm done.
I think that I don't know. I have the same thought process on women that masturbate frequently. When women masturbate frequently, when you use like vibrators and such, it makes you less sensitive to the touch of another person.
Can I jump in on this?
So dopamine
that's why
receptor.
you gotta
Go
buy
ahead.
the
Well, no,
womanizer.
it's not
Oh,
even
yeah.
that. Like, it's kind of what we did touch on this
Yeah.
the other day. So when you start using like really strong vibrators, like a Hitachi one,
That's all what women
Like-
use
That's
right
like
now.
sticking
Okay,
Force
that's,
feeds
Yeah,
in
that's all we
reverse.
have. What do you mean?
that is what is causing the problem.
What are we
It
talking
ain't
about?
like for a woman. It ain't the porn. It's like using those super high powered vibrators. that
That's
just
meant for like your body
destroys-
massage. It's not meant for your.
destroys clit.
I'm not
Absolutely destroys
saying.
it.
I'm not saying that.
It falls
that,
off after a while.
That
Oh my
porn
God.
makes you. That porn desensitizes women so much. Women's brains just work differently than men's. So
Yeah.
we're not exactly stimulated by the same things that visually stimulate
I
you.
agree, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just. There's no point. Like I would rather I would rather be doing it. I would rather be living the fantasy with someone
As
rather
someone
than
who
watching
teaches sex, I teach sex for a living now. Quitting the high-powered vibrator stuff is fantastic for you.
I don't
You should
use
not be
any
doing
of
that.
that.
You teach
Hold
what?
on,
I don't use any of that.
Can you
I
talk
don't need
about
it.
if a man, hold on, Sterling, if a man has a problem in the bed, the first thing you tell him is what?
Quit porn.
Okay, guys, listen to me one more time. All of you out there listening, he is an adult star telling you that when you have a problem in the bed as a man, the first thing you do is what?
Stop watching porn, jackass.
I mean, consider the source is what I'm saying, right?
Do you think
True.
it's because people get unrealistic expectations from watching it?
Oh,
No,
no.
it's for guys, and this is what you were saying before, like men and women's brains kind of operate differently around like visual stimulus, right?
Yes.
When dudes watch porn all the time, they start to just screw up their dopamine receptors. So so if a dude's sitting there jerking off all night, watching a million different tabs of pornography, when he eventually gets to, have sex with a beautiful woman, she is nowhere near as novel and stimulating as, say, 20, 30 different tabs of 20, 30 different women doing 20, 30 different things.
Unlimited
The
access.
rabbit hole
Right.
that he's found himself
Search for
in.
that
Well,
you
whatever.
were looking for in that
It
moment.
doesn't even matter what he was looking for, but it's just like the response he gets from being in front of a beautiful woman is so much more diminished compared to what the pornography gives him. So it just
The escape
screws
is
him up.
better
It's
than
weird.
reality.
I've seen a lot of
Yeah.
research on that lately about how porn actually makes them less masculine in real
It
life.
screws up
Yeah.
one of the key things it screws up your motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if your
sedated.
dopamine receptors don't
You're
work properly,
sedated.
you can't go out and accomplish things. You have no desire to go out and accomplish things as a man, which is terrifying.
Yeah. So let's talk about specifically, if you guys want to do research on this, look up the episode. Actually, it's Dr. Andrew Huberman going on, was it he on Joe Rogan or was it on his own podcast where he talked about the issue with porn. He has no ethical issue with porn, but what it does is it resets the dopamine receptors in a male's brain to be so high that it's always at 10. And then reality steps in and it's never as good. So then you end up with erectile dysfunction or just not enough novelty or something like that. I remember, like, if you have a guy who just came back from a 10-month deployment and hasn't seen another girl, his dopamine receptors are very different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just getting to eat junk food, breathe air and sleep in a comfortable bed and have sex with any woman is incredible. But after a while, just porn all the time. And then here's the other thing, right? So part of the purpose of a Homo sapien male having testosterone is to what? It is to go kill the thing, build the thing, protect the tribe, accomplish the goal. I'm watching porn. I don't have to do any of those things. Why does my body need testosterone? Excessive levels of testosterone cause you to have vascular problems. That's why people, as they get older, their total testosterone levels drop. That's an evolutionary adaptation. So now you have these people in your body, your endocrine system is like, why do I need to give this motherfucker testosterone? He does nothing. He jerks off and eats Wendy's. He does nothing. We don't need to give him porn. Again, testosterone levels drop because we are further and further away from the goddamn zombies. We're further away from the survival scenario. The further away we get from that, and the more we go, boop, and then food shows up, boop, and then our groceries show up, boop, and then Netflix shows up. When we get to that situation, boop, now I'm on Zoom. I don't even go to work anymore. Boop, there's my friends on social media. Now I don't leave my house. I don't do anything. I spent the entire day in my motherfucking pajamas. I don't do shit.
Boop, let's watch Sterling fuck some other chick.
Boop. Who's Sterling fucking this week? Boop. Let's watch all of this.
I have a question for the professional, though.
Yeah.
Where is that boundary? What's that line? Because if I
Boundary
enjoy
for what?
for watching porn, if I enjoy
What's the
once
threshold?
in a while treating myself, me as a woman, or maybe if I throw it on in the background to set the mood for me and my partner, is that like detrimental? Like how far
no.
is too?
I mean,
too
for
far?
a start, it doesn't affect you the same way in your head
Okay.
as it does for dudes.
Okay.
Your problem would be more about using those high-powered vibrators. Like I
No,
mentioned
no,
before.
it's
No,
none,
I'm just
none of
saying,
those
I'm just
crazy
saying
things.
hypothetically.
Yeah.
No, she uses
Yeah.
high-powered men. I know her boyfriends.
Fine. Good for you.
Good for you.
If a guy, it's the same with like, I look at it the same way as like alcohol, cigarettes, like tobacco, right? If a guy can consume that and it doesn't start screwing up any other aspect of his life, fine.
Yeah.
But once you start to notice, okay, I'm not hitting the gym as much anymore. I don't have as much desire to make money anymore. I'm not trying to improve in any way. okay, but you jerk off all the time, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
Like, so it's look at the consequences and use that to judge. Maybe I should dial this back.
Well, sedation is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like it keeps
Escapism.
You, whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
whatever keeps you
100%.
sedated, you will not make any improvement as a guy if you are constantly sedated. It doesn't matter whether it's porn or it's like prescription opiates or it's
all
weed
the
addictive,
or
all of
it's
it's addictive,
alcohol or
yeah.
it'll be something else. If
There
you
was
want to
a-
sedate yourself,
There
you'll
was a
find way
solid
to
month that I
sedate
didn't
it.
leave my bedroom, and I was like, this might be a problem. And I stopped completely. I stopped. No, don't laugh at me. I stopped
Solid month.
completely. I stopped
You
completely.
couldn't just go, boop, send the guy over here.
I didn't stop. I didn't necessarily stop because I wanted to. I stopped because the vibrator stopped working and I had to buy a new one.
There you go.
But during that break,
Mark that. Mark that.
during that break, during that time before I got to the sex shop to buy another one, I weaned myself off, and then I realized, okay, I'm good with once or twice a week.
That's
No,
incredible.
you guys are too quiet. No, sir.
That's good. Good for you. No, that's
I'm
awesome.
sorry. You're good with masturbating once or twice a week, or like you're good with having sex once? or
No,
twice a
no,
week?
no, masturbating.
Okay.
And
I
I'll
was
still
like,
masturbate. Even if we
this
had
is
sex,
me.
I will still masturbate.
I had a lot of
I'll
questions.
knock
if
them out like
once or
3 or
twice
4 a
was
day.
your-
Hey guys,
Yeah,
I'm about to
like-
cry here. My second ever super chat of my life here.
What?
Here's so
What's a super chat?
$20 from Jag D. Panzer says you just read a $5 super chat.
Yeah,
You just read
Okay.
one. You just read
Here's your second ever super chat, and it says drink Devil Mountain Coffee. So I need to
Yes,
do that.
please
Hey
do.
guys, I have a third super chat. It's $100. Holy shit!
Whoa.
Hey Michael, first super chat. Well, here's your second. Discovered your content in December. It changed my life. Joined MOA 3 weeks ago. Congratulations! Welcome to Fight Club, motherfucker. Welcome to Fight Club. Must have to every man. Shout out to Swallow Tomasi, the OG. He's got the jacket
you.
on.
Yeah, I
you
know.
can't see what's going on. My
He's
trainer.
had it forever.
My trainer Swallow
Ask him how
Tomasi.
long he's had that jacket for.
Yeah, I
He told
know.
Yeah,
us.
he told us.
Well, he had that jacket before segregation, bro. He's had this
I knew
motherfucker.
Caleb.
He's had this motherfucker
He's had
for a
it.
minute. Yeah, this. Teddy Roosevelt gave him that bitch. You kidding me?
I've had this jacket since I was 19 years old.
Yeah.
And I
love
still
it.
fit into it.
And I still.
So that was like 60
love
years
that.
ago, Rollo?
That's
or?
my flex. Yeah. You know what? The older you get, what is it? The older you get, the being in shape, the more of a flex it becomes.
Yeah.
I
Agree.
agree.
Good
I love
genetics.
that.
It's good
It's good.
genetics. Exactly. Exactly. I totally agree. All of you guys are 25, so you don't know that yet. But when we get to that point,
Sure,
we'll get to that
absolutely. I'll
point.
take that.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome, man. So we talked about that. Let's talk about this because I really thought it was interesting. And I'm curious what you guys thought. If any of you, raise your hand if you saw anything that Lana Rhoades or Mia Khalifa said
yeah.
or Riley Reid, who have gotten out of pornography and then gone back and said nothing but horrible things about the entire situation.
No.
Have you guys seen anything about it? No.
Wait, Riley Reid did? She was just at AVN.
What was? Did Riley Reid get out?
If you got out.
Yeah. Okay.
she's
I mean, she shouldn't go any
She had a
faster.
baby, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a kid.
Oh yeah, she's
You
doing
would think
like
I'd know more
collabs
about
and
the
stuff
porn
on
industry
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
stuff.
yeah.
So Mia Khalifa and Lana Rhoades are basically coming out saying we should criminalize pornography
Because
because they had a bad
regret it.
experience.
They regret.
They're saying that they were groomed. Mia Khalifa was saying that
Okay.
she was being groomed.
Yeah.
That was essentially the narrative that she put out there. And she, for lack of better terminology, she was saying that it was ruining her life because she was reliving like rape almost. Like she
Got
did
it.
not feel like she was a willing participant. She was dating a guy that was producing porn or whatever. I don't really know like the ins and outs of the story, but
Sure.
that's what it was. Who are we to tell someone what their reality is?
Yeah, for sure. And I said the same thing when I interviewed you. If that's a reality, that's fine. The problem is she did not come out and say, "My name is Mia Smith," and then let's do a podcast.
She kept her
porn name, and then went off with another porn star, and then dated other. The issue that happened with me is like with the Lana Rhoades thing. She started an NFT, robbed all of her fucking fans, and then started dating other guys for clout, and then is sitting there complaining that this whole situation is just because she's trying to help other women when it doesn't really. I feel like it takes away from her legitimacy when she does these extracurricular things. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
And then continues using the name Lana Rhoades.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all use their
It's-
porn
they're,
names still.
they're capitalizing.
I'm not. But by the way, if she legitimately feels she was groomed, that's her right to feel so. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to delegitimize that. But what I am saying is what happens afterwards from this point forward. Like one of the coolest things is when Mia Khalifa was talking about how there was a Nobel Prize winning chemist from Lebanon who started retweeting her, and they started messaging her, and she was like, "This is incredible," because Mia Khalifa can't go to Lebanon, right, because of what happened.
Yes.
I would have actually had a lot more respect if she had said, "Look at the look at the way the world has treated me since I did this, and look at these people who have accepted me, and then just been like, that was my reality. I wouldn't do that again. I regret it. But here is me going forward. And that's not what she's doing. She's coming out and saying, you guys are all horrible fucking people for watching pornography in the first place. And any man who wants to date a younger woman, he's lacking something in his life. Yeah, he's lacking a younger woman. That's exactly what he's fucking lacking. Like, this shit is crazy. So like, it just watching this, it's one of these situations. I don't disregard their reality, but I just find it really, really hard to. It doesn't feel legitimate when they do stuff like that.
So, question.
Go ahead.
If you built an entire multi-million-dollar platform using Michael Sartain, and then decided you no longer were comfortable with being Michael Sartain because of what came with it,
I'm getting there.
You're gonna scrap your entire platform and everything you've built, start from scratch with a different name, and then try to get your ideas and.
But that wasn't my name though. That is my name. You understand? Like her name's not Lana Rhodes.
Right, but she still started a whole platform using this identity.
So you're saying, devil's advocate, what you're saying is that the fact that she had gained so much notoriety with the name Lana Rhodes or the name Mia Khalifa, now she's using that notoriety in a judo way back against the porn industry. Is that what you're saying?
To be heard.
For sure.
They don't know her real name.
Right, they don't know her real name.
Yeah.
And who's going to really listen to, like, who's that? Who's going to really listen to that person?
Yeah,
she's going to need some stamina behind her.
To play devil's advocate on that, like, if she actually wanted to escape it, she wouldn't keep bringing it up.
Well, there's no escaping porn.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
There's no escape. Like, especially someone that popular. Your stuff's everywhere forever. There's no escaping it.
But why keep putting yourself in the limelight?
To make something
to make money.
Change?
No, to make healing.
I think with any brand, if like you build something, it's you that has the capability to do it, so you can start from scratch and do it again. Like if you know how to build something and build yourself up, you don't need to keep going off of your old. I mean, entrepreneurs do it all the time. Something, they build it, then scrap it, onto the next one. New name, new brand, new style. So if they've done that themselves, then she can do it again with a new name. But you're right, she's still using the old name.
What you guys are saying is legitimate. That's fine. I understand. That's definitely another way to look at it. Yeah. It's just hard for some people to then take them seriously when they're still doing this.
Yeah.
And then combining.
I actually agree with you.
Yeah. They're now combining forces. Now they're like Transformers, robots in disguise, combining to do huge collaboration podcasts in order to get this message out. And I'm curious who this message is going to, because I checked. I went to AVN last week. You're not going to believe this. Porn is not illegal. It's crazy. It didn't really change much. And so I don't really understand how that whole thing works. I just feel like it felt a little bit like, to me, and I'm just saying, this is just my hypothesis, that you're talking your book. Like you are in a situation where you are upset that there are men dating younger women. And then you looked around and you're not a younger woman anymore. The men that you liked aren't dating you. And conversely, a situation that happened where you keep dating men, you're trying to look for a long-term relationship, and they're fucking their favorite porn star. The man is now turned around. He's not looking for a long-term relationship, and he's fucking his favorite porn star. And because of that, she ends up in a fucked up situation. And I'm not saying it's not fucked up. The point is, I don't feel like she wants to accept responsibility for it.
She is making her necessity of virtue, is what she's doing. She's at a point right now. She's already got a kid. She wants to get out of this. Mia Khalifa has a lot of money, despite what all the rumors say. She's got a fucking lot of money.
Yeah, that's the other thing, guys. They have OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Does that follow along with what you're saying?
They
have OnlyFans now.
She went and tried to shit
but why are they complaining about?
Yeah, because that's.
But look at who she's. Look at who she's.
You're confused. You're confused.
Wait, so they're saying that it was unhealthy and groomed.
Yeah.
And now they have OnlyFans.
But they're in control of it, they're saying.
Cool,
is that what their stance is?
Totally agree.
That the OnlyFans, they're in control of their sexual experiences.
Yeah.
That makes
that's
sense.
how she would rationalize.
But she's okay, so her.
Well, that makes sense though. Like instead of someone forcing you to have sex with a short, hairy, old, fat man, and opposed to you coming home with someone that you're actually attracted to tonight and saying, "Let's film something together for our OnlyFans content." Yeah. That's a different experience. That's not. I don't feel like traumatic or going to cause PTSD to anybody in this room.
My personal opinion on Mia Khalifa is that she's one of the smartest marketers on the planet.
Oh no, she's always talking about something. Yeah. She's forever advocating for something.
She does it. I've been in the industry for long enough to see this repeat itself multiple times.
Yeah.
So she'll come out and she'll complain about pornography, and then every single porn star on Twitter will retweet that and be like, Mia Khalifa this, Mia Khalifa that.
They're just
keep
giving
getting more popular.
Giving her more traction.
Yeah. She was before my time. She was before my time. She wasn't a porn star from when I actually started watching porn. But every time that I see her pop up either on TikTok or Instagram, it's always her crying, like, look what's happening in this place and with these people. And it's never anything to do with porn. So this is all shock.
Well,
let's shock value.
You know what it is? It's the prodigal son narrative is what it is. She went away and went off and did porn and lived a horrible, degenerate life. And now she's come back to the fold and the prodigal daughter returneth, and let's slay the fatted calf and have a party for her, and she's expecting to be forgiven from all of this stuff. And you know what? People will do that. They want her to come back. See, we were right all along. The prodigal son is not about the son. It's about the people who welcome them back in because it affirms their belief in the first place. So when Mia Khalifa or whoever goes on whatever that podcast was, because she was there, by the way, at AVN, she comes on and now suddenly it's like they get on this, they look down their noses and it's very highbrow, very moralistic. All of a sudden it's like people you would not have associated with when you were 23 or whenever, when you were in the, at your peak prime, when you were in pornography, you come back and suddenly it's the prodigal son once again. And everyone wants you to do that because you can make money doing that, because everybody says, see, we were right all along. She's coming back to the fold. And if you just listen to what we were saying in the first place, all this bad shit hookers and blow wouldn't have happened to you.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. We don't know. Right?
That's an infamous Michael thing.
He wasn't listening. He was like,
I was listening totally.
He's watching.
The problem is right. Here's where the issue is. We are debating ultimately what went on in their own heart. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
their experience.
But what if their experience was they were filming porn and they loved every fucking second of it, and then afterwards they came out and they're like, I got a great way to be a victim and make a ton of money and write some books and get on some podcasts. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying I don't know what was in their heart. That's the problem.
Sure looks like it.
That's all I'm saying.
A strong possibility.
For me, like Riley Reid, she fell in love. She stepped away from porn. She had a baby, all that stuff. Like I love that.
How y'all know so much about these people's lives? Okay. How do we know the intimate details of porn stars and what they do?
I hear everything at AVN.
I hear everything.
Literally, people. That's all people talk about at AVN. So
so
every year
mad.
that I've worked.
Is that what this is? Shakira is 45 and the new girl, I guess they split up, but she split up with the guy. Is the new girl's 23.
Oh, got it. I see. Oh, you think that's what the message is about? Got it. Hey, real quick, I have a. This is incredible. Fuck Michael Sartain.
You're asking me like I listen to fucking shit.
Someone said
really?
that?
No. Like a guy I
That's his name.
It's a new web. It's a new.
By the way, shout out to the new website, fuckmichaelsartain.com. You guys want to go check it out, fuckmichaelsartain.com. There is a guy on here named Fuck Michael Sartain, and he said, ask Michael Sartain for his new platform, which is Fuck Michael Sartain. It's a $49 chat thing. Shout out to you. Also, Sterling, what's the theme song at the beginning of your videos that Rollo has the sound drop for? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
No?
One? I don't know what he's talking about.
Ask also, Sterling, what's the theme song at the beginning of your videos?
It's whenever you come on. In case everybody doesn't know, Sterling is actually one part of the Rule Zero. And whenever he would come on Rule Zero, I would play his theme song, which was Taboo, by the way. That's the name of that's the name of this theme song.
Yeah, so you press the button.
Go ahead and look it up. You can have it. Please. It's all porn music.
Chumpass Mitch.
It is. That's what it is. That's why I pulled it.
Shout out. Thanks again. Fuck Michael Sartain. Chumpass Mitch. Here's another super chat. Shout out to the ones who lead me here. Hafiz. Fresh and Fit, Rollo, Michael, joined MOA at the end of last year. Shout out. And he says, be about it. That's right. In MOA, we don't talk about it. We be about it. That's correct. And then Check Faint, $10 says, thank you. Thank you also very much, man. Do you have any super chats?
I got a good one here. Thanks, Glenn. I know Glenn Lawrence. Glenn Lawrence says, Rollo, I just released a video where a woman said if she was a guy, she would be a passport bro. You don't know what a passport bro is.
You guys want to talk about this?
I'll explain that to you in a minute. Because she wouldn't want to deal with Western women. Do the ladies on the panel see a problem with Western women these days?
Oh, here we go.
Wow. Okay, so what's a passport?
Wow.
We're going to start here with...
I all of a sudden have to pee.
You're all Western women.
I think I have to help you wipe. I'll be right there.
Let's go.
I'm on my way.
Let's start over here with Frog Level Arkansas. Okay. What do you think about that? Is there a problem with Western women now?
Should men be going outside the country to get women to bring them back in? Because the quality is just they're not there.
Well,
aren't we mad about foreigners taking jobs in America? Like why?
I'm so confused.
They just keep adding to it.
That's a very good connection.
I was just having this conversation the other day, actually, with Michael, and we were talking about this, and I think that if we're gonna talk like Western women, we're not as exposed to the things that happen in like these huge, like major, large cities, and like we're not exposed to any of this. Like she's the first other girl I've ever met that, besides like my friends back home, that has never watched porn, and she lives in a city. Like I was so shocked by that. She said that. Like, I think we're not exposed by this.
What they mean is Western Hemisphere. The Western Hemisphere.
Like
so it's Mexico, Canada. So almost like
I need you to like lay this out for me.
Yeah. So
lay this out for
when
me.
they say Western, they mean Christian Protestant countries. So basically, mainly
So,
Canada
like,
and the United States.
First world countries.
Yeah. First world. Exactly.
What's the question about it?
So what do you think overall in general? What is the issue with Western women, meaning Western Hemisphere?
That's all of America, Canada.
Yeah.
You know what?
Wrong with them? I mean, I feel like we're all in competition trying to look better than the other one. I mean, that's a huge problem we all have.
It gets to a topic of sexual tourism is what it is. But go ahead.
So I just shot a documentary that was for China, and they asked me this kind of question: what's the difference between Western women and Eastern women? And so it was a fashion thing, and we had to answer like very politically correct, but essentially what the whole point was: we're not as well behaved. We're a little bit. We have it very well here, and we do. Western
Entitled.
women,
Entitled.
we are very. We're very free. We're very free spirited. We have a big range of things that we can do, and we're very, what they would say is bratty. Whereas Eastern women are very more conservative. They have the rules that they stick to. There is a little bit better of a hierarchy that's followed, and that's like the major difference that they see when they're talking about Western and Eastern women. At least that's what they were going for in the documentary, and that's kind of the big difference I see.
This whole like feminist thing, that's a huge Western girl problem right now. Is they're all like, we don't need men.
It's a lot.
We need men.
More widespread than just the Western world. But I was going to say, is the documentary you were talking about, there was another one that was right around 2015. It was black men who were leaving the United States to go to Brazil. To
Passport Bros.
Yeah, well, those are, people keep asking me, like, they throw this, and by the way,
Wait, Rollo, explain what Passport Bros is.
That's what I'm about to do.
Okay.
So Passport Bros are this. It's like guys who go outside the United States to find an untainted, perfect woman from like the Philippines or Southeast Asia or
Does she have to be
some
a virgin?
but
she could be though from the Philippines. I had a guy sitting there bitching at me because I had a bunch of girls on this show saying, "Oh, I met my wife in Bali." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, you met your wife in Bali. Like, how much was it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much was the green card, pimp? Like, seriously." And he goes back out because he didn't have a response because it's true. And so here's the thing: are Western women so bad that it excuses you going outside of the country?
Well, no, it's not a new thing. That's the thing is like when guys say, "What do you think of Passport Bros, Rollo?" I mean, yeah, we've been talking about. I have written essays about this as far back as like 2015 when black men were leaving the United States because they did not like the condition of black women in the United States at this time. This is a documentary. They would leave and they would go to Brazil because the women there were more feminine. They were more, traditional for lack of a better term. They were more deferential to them. And they were beautiful, right? And they were really good.
Expected less.
And exactly because of the socioeconomic conditions that are in Brazil, Argentina, the Philippines, Southeast Asia. So it's like game on easy.
To me, it's sexual arbitrage, dude. I mean, it's like a step above like trafficking for you to do that. Exactly. These girls are not going to say
it's
no.
Tourism.
When I see guys go to Florianopolis or Madrid or Medellin, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm really good with women." Shut the fuck up, dude.
No, you're not. She's trying to get out of her country. She's trying to escape.
Bro, it's just like, I talked her down to $100.
I got another
good with women.
I got
dude,
I got another spicy hot take for you. She said I was different. So if Passport Bros qualifies as sexual tourism, what if, and I actually was quoted for an article on this, I think it was in Epic Times, there is a new trend for women, like older women, like between 40 and like 60, somewhere around there, and they're usually divorcees. They've got enough money that they can go to like
Serbia,
Kenya. They can go to Jamaica. They can go to places where they can go find a young guy, have sex with that guy, and then they go back to the UK or wherever they came from. Does that qualify as sex tourism as well?
I mean, are they bringing them back home?
Yeah, are they bringing them back to the U.S.?
Definitely not.
So
they make more money
count.
staying where they're at, doing what they're doing. So
then that doesn't count as much. That's
So if they don't bring them back, it's
Yeah, I think that's different.
Bring them back alive.
I feel like that's
Big game
different.
hunting.
Because when men do that, when they're
Yeah, they
going
bring
to
'em-
actively like seek out these women that live in feral conditions, and they
I like that.
what it
Okay,
is.
go with that.
It's a man that's using his upper hand to gain what he would like.
Yeah.
It is essentially trafficking in my mind,
So
because
if-
these
so-
women.
But also,
It's
let me ask you
taking
a question.
advantage, for sure.
Do you also think that you might be harder to deal with because of the options that you have and the economic upward stability that you have? I'm not saying bad.
So-
like you be you. I'm not saying that. But as far
Honestly,
to date,
So, look at me. Just look at me right now. No makeup. I'm like completely dressed down. I think, or I like to think that I'm a person that's very easy to deal with.
Yeah.
Like nothing is ever fake. Nothing is ever. There's no facade.
for sure.
I don't ever present a facade.
You didn't
That's
walk
just-
into the room with an air. You didn't walk in like your shit don't stink. You're
just-
beautiful, and you still just walked in humble. I get it.
Can I
love
tell you a
you.
story? Let me tell you a story. When I was, because I do all the thumbnails and everything, and I have to
Yeah.
pull pictures off of your Instagram and stuff. So I went to your Instagram,
Yeah.
and I was looking for a picture. I'm like,
Oh, hey, Gay, put it on me. Here's her picture right here. Put it on me.
I
There
was
it is.
like, I gotta find a picture where she's smiling, and I could
There are
not
none.
find any pictures where you're
Actually,
smiling.
you know what? That's not true. There might be like two or
Close.
three, which is really funny because I smile a lot.
But then when
I
you
smile
come,
and I laugh
but
a
see,
lot.
when you came in here, and I saw you when you came in the door, I was like, wow, she's completely different. She's,
I've-
yeah.
I don't believe what you see on the internet, people. It is a facade. That is a facade. That's just whatever people create for themselves. But yeah, for me, I'm not. I am for sure uber feminine. If there is a man that is masculine in the most positive kinds of ways and not toxic masculinity, that is you will get the most docile, most feminine, most
version of
soft,
me.
most
Fucking kitten.
loving, caring version of
Submissive.
a woman,
Yes.
the most submissive. So it's a lot of things. Everything's not black and white. You know, there's some gray areas, but I feel like it's a situation where, yeah, maybe men can feel a certain way, and you can't really say anything about all of these women at the table because we all model, we all are out there in the
What is
public
that?
eye.
You know what? I was going to ask everybody this anyways. What is your, like, define a high value guy? Like, what's the guy that you
Y'all don't want to hear my answer. I'm gonna
ideally?
log out.
Oh, wait, hold on. They don't want to hear the
I need
answer.
you to
I got an
answer
idea.
first.
Why don't we?
I'll
Do
get it.
you want to rotate? Okay, let's go.
Okay,
Log off
but
right now.
let's let them do. We got to do this in proper order
sure.
this time because we fucked this up last time. But go
Oh,
ahead.
man. Wait, I have to answer that question right
Oh,
now.
actually, can we save that? Because there's something I want to ask first. And then we'll go
Okay,
to the whole
okay,
thing.
okay.
Ready? Real quick.
Damn it, Michael.
First question I want to ask you guys. Do you believe that men and women can be platonic friends? Sterling, do you?
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
Platonic friends.
Yes.
I mean, we had a mini conversation about
Yeah.
this in the car.
Yeah.
I think that they're...
Microphone.
Oh, yeah. Let's crank this thing up.
It's all that Coca-Cola.
I have a
Concrete
great answer
cleaner.
after you.
Okay. So, I don't think any man wants to be a platonic friend with a woman. Like, every dude who wants to be friends with a woman is going to want to have sex with her.
Do you
at some
think
point.
every dude, though, like, do you think, like, if a guy managed a strip club or he was a nurse on a floor with 40 other women, he's sleeping with, like, 2 of them, you don't think there's any, you get to a point where you're like, I can just be friends with them? Because I know
Okay,
you
okay,
have friends.
Okay. I can be friends with the fatties.
Oh, yeah, but you can also be friends with girls that you worked with before, right?
Yeah.
And here come the super chats.
The wheel. Oh my! It hurts my bones. I got a sharp pain in my left titty. Oh my God! This is how I'm gonna go.
I pushed the button.
This is it, Mama.
No, but like you mean in my specific
Yeah.
example? Well, yeah, but I've already had sex with these.
Okay, so this is my point is your level of abundance could allow you to be friends with women. If you had no female friends,
I
you're like,
can get that. I get that.
Okay.
Yeah. The average guy though, the average Joe Schmo, he's being friends with women because he's trying to sleep with them.
For sure. Agreed.
They're all these dudes who you do not want to sleep with are only friends with you because they want to get some box. That's it. It's honestly, that's the honest truth.
I have been waiting for a long time.
Kaylin Franco, what do you think about this?
All of my friends
So
want to fuck me.
my whole life,
Michael, you want to fuck me?
I've had a lot of male friends. I disagree with this. I think the only way male and female can be platonic friends is if neither of them genuinely want to fuck the other. Genuinely, neither of them want to fuck the other.
Quick caveat:
Chemical
if it's
castration.
if one of my boys is like his girlfriend or his wife, then that's a complete
Yeah.
no-no. Like, is it? There's no some like your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, off limits. That's a friend. She's a friend.
Listen, hold on. I watch
He's
you.
not calling my wife to go to the movies.
Hold on,
and just
but
hang
my
out
point
at
is
the
though,
mall. That's the
I saw
That too.
not to
So
call
an
you.
acquaintance different than a
Hold on,
friend.
not to call you out, but like when we were at Fresh and Fit, Icy is your fucking friend, dude.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Yeah, that's my point. You don't want to sleep with her.
Yeah.
She's your friend. It's okay. That can happen.
Well,
I have a lot of male friends, and we don't want to sleep with each other.
Yeah.
I've had both scenarios. I've had male friends who, for years, like I genuinely thought, oh, brother and sister, bestie, and I genuinely believed them. And then all of a sudden, one day hits the fan.
For sure.
One day it hits the fan, and they were hiding feelings from me.
Yeah.
I've had that experience. But I've also had the opposite experience, decades of genuine friendship, never even felt the creepy vibes, never felt the jealousy vibes. And I don't know, there could be so many reasons behind it. Maybe I'm literally not their jam and they're not mine. Or maybe we really do have that bond and there's something in their lives that they appreciate that real friendship, whether it's male or female. There's always exceptions.
I think it might be the abundance thing you were talking about before.
It's totally that.
It's all about how abundant is that guy with women, right? If he actually has options and he has women in his life, like Michael does, for example, right? Okay, him being friends with a chick is no big deal.
I actually
What you
agree
do.
with you.
But, but
Because
the average guy who maybe has sex like once every 6 months, like maybe every 6 months he has one girl.
have
For
sex
sure.
once
About the
every
average
6
guy here, right?
months.
Every 6 months he has one girl who's kind of interested in him.
I actually agree with you because when I look back at the times where it ended up being an issue, they aren't a playboy, like they don't have a ton of other female friends.
Bingo.
But the ones who it was always cool, they're getting laid all the time.
Exactly.
So they really, like, literally could
Sorry.
appreciate
Thank
me
you.
as a-
Yeah, if the
Yeah.
dudes get laid all the time, it's not that big of a deal,
Yeah.
is it?
So,
It's
Michael,
right.
you're
So you
getting
know
laid
what?
all the
You
time.
are one of my
That's
best
why
friends.
you've never hit
so
on me.
happy
Got it.
birthday, Kaylin
Got it.
Franco. Ready, everybody? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kaylin. Happy birthday to you. We set this whole thing up. We weren't even going to do Access Vegas. We just did this just for her.
Oh,
Good wishes, good wishes.
Happy
Positive
birthday.
abundance, health,
It's my
wealth.
favorite colors. Like, they really
it's even got your picture on it.
It's got your picture on it.
That is
We
so
love
sweet.
to see it.
So sweet.
Happy birthday, baby.
I thought he was going to try to put her
so
face
much.
in
Me
it.
too. I was like, oh
know you
shit.
were bad
I was like, you saw me get some of this.
Thank
I'm like,
you.
girl, protect me. Take me. Jesus.
And the chat goes mild.
So Michael, Mr. Sartain,
Okay, so the reason why I bring this up,
the
obviously,
reason why you've never tried to have sex with me is because you are abundant in pussy. Say yes or no. Can you confirm?
Yes, obviously,
Okay,
yes.
Confirm or
Yeah,
deny.
but the thing is, like, the other thing is, like, over time, I get to know you guys after a while, and then it gets to a point. Like I've said this before, some of my female friends that I've been friends with for a long time, I would destroy my life. Could destroy my life if I got involved with some of them because some of the relationships we have and things like that. So yeah, I know for a lot of guys, for the statement that men cannot be friends with women is true 86% of the time, possibly 90% of the time.
But it's not
I got a
that it's
follow-up
not
question
possible.
for you.
It's not that
It's
it's
just
not-
a
Hey, Rollo,
smaller
before you- I wanna jump in real quick
percentage.
here.
Right, because I mean, two of my best friends are
Yeah.
sitting right here, you and Kaylin, and that's the reason why I wanted to bring that up. So we're going to talk about that.
But it's all in your example, in your situation.
Yeah.
It's a fair exchange.
for sure, and that was the next thing I was going to say. Exactly,
Yeah,
the fair exchange of
because
value.
For here, like, okay, you're friends with Michael. You're a beautiful woman. He brings you around to a party. He brings you into events. You make him look like the fucking.
I bring
top.
him to the parties.
Okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's what I'm saying.
Whatever it is. You make him look. But either way,
He's
you
using
make
me.
him. You make him look. Really
She uses
good.
me to attract women that she can date. That's
true.
essentially what she
I
does.
always come up to him like, is she bi? Does she like girls?
Does
Get
she
the
like
scoop
women?
for me so I don't embarrass
Find out
myself.
if she
be
can
best
fuck me.
friends?
Huh?
Did we just?
Did we just become best friends?
I'll get your number.
Wait, you're the same way, Amber?
Yeah.
Really? Amber,
just found soulmate.
Amber, you like to eat at the Y?
Sometimes.
When the mood
was-
strikes.
And here I was
You
about to
know-
ask you what a high value man is.
Wait, you like to go out for Puerto? You like to eat Puerto Rican every once in a while?
I love men. I
Yeah?
love men. I love men. Don't get
too,
me
me
wrong.
too,
But
no.
I like to.
It's nice
I call
once
it
in a while.
hunting. I like to hunt.
Yeah.
I like to hunt. So when a man dates me, that's usually
He has to be open to it.
He has to be open to
Yes.
it. There are men that are very bothered by that.
Yes.
They don't like it.
They're called closeted. Never mind.
My ex-husband literally cried.
Really? When you were with another girl?
No, when I asked him what he thought about maybe doing it. And he was like, why do you want to share me? And I was like, oh my God.
What
okay,
the fuck?
never
Are
mind.
you as confused as me?
What's happening? that man is probably a homosexual.
And there's some guys that think it's cheating. The same
for
way
sure.
that they think if you're interested in women,
Ask him what happened to the marriage.
His wife's not cheating.
Insecurity.
You can't get pregnant from a chick.
Thank you.
So
it ain't cheating if you can't get pregnant.
only getting pregnant.
Yeah, cheating. That's why dudes get defensive and
For
jealous
sure.
around
That's
their
why
dudes.
we're not
'Cause
defensive about
They
it.
can knock you up.
But the
A
basis
chick ain't knocking you up.
the basis of a man being like bothered by that
Insecurity.
they're insecure. It's like a vast insecurity that they have inside of themselves, and that's not, I mean, I don't want to make people feel bad for having insecurities. We all have them, but at what point do you understand that like you are good enough? Like if this person is with you, that person's not going to leave you for a girl that she just found at a bar or at a restaurant or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, you ain't leaving a guy for a chick because girls are paying.
Oh no, Jesse Preston would leave a guy for a chick.
I for sure would.
She can.
Don't get comfortable. Honey, do not get comfortable.
Okay,
Your seat is not etched in stone over there.
Have you dated a woman? Has it been in a relationship with them?
Multiple times, yes. I actually, up until my current situation, had dated more women than men.
I love that.
And I tell Mike all the time, I think I might have like a micro penis because I find, I don't know why, I think more like a dude.
You're the top, aren't you? You're definitely the top.
Oh, for sure.
See, that's the difference. I have my submissive moments, and then I have the I will devour you and end your life moments. So I have to pick and choose what I think that person
can handle.
Thank you. Oh, come into mama's bosom. Oh, she understands.
Mike, I got a question for you, Mike. I got a question for you.
What's up?
Since I can't let this one go because everybody always gives me shit. Do you really think that men and women could be friends? Mike said this. You said that. Blah blah blah. I got a question for you.
Back
all right, here we go.
We're back.
And this is for
this is what in the Red Pill community. This is like a huge turning point, right?
This is for everybody at the table too, by the way. But have you remained close friends with any former lovers? If you already had sex, anybody, and you in particular, have you? Wait, I think I know the answer. But have you ever remained friends, or like, because we're saying, platonic friends are okay, and a lot of people say, well, men and women can't be friends because of the sex thing, right? Okay, we got that. But if you've already had sex with them, can you go to platonic?
Yeah, I mean,
the answer is yes.
I've remained close. Like they stay outside my window with a sniper rifle. You know what I'm saying? Wanted to kill me. They've been close. They've been close keying my car. No, I've definitely stayed close before. Yeah.
The best friend that I have had for the past like 2 or 3 years, actually is someone that I dated prior. Yeah. And
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and
that's a great example.
I mean, we've had our falling out moments, and sometimes if he gets in a relationship, I'll step back and allow him to do what he's got to do because not every girl's comfortable with your best
respectful
friend being female and big tittied, So I'll like give him his space. But one thing that I will not do is I will not end a friendship with someone who has been there for me or is a good friend to me just to enter into a relationship with someone who I don't know if it's going to work out. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask for you to prove yourself to me. I'm going to ask to see what kind of value you have before I just go and say, listen, you and I are going to have to cut ties and not be so close. I won't be able to hang out with you 5 days a week anymore. I'll just have to hang out with you 2 days a week or 1 day a week. It needs to be equal. I need to have the feeling that I can trust my partner, and they also need to know they can trust me. Just because I have had sex or dated this person in the past doesn't mean that I'm going to pick a fight with you one day and go running to him and have sex with him, if that's what the fear is.
So here's one of the questions people are saying, like, why would a guy want to be friends with this girl? I don't know why I'd be friends with my friend who owns a modeling agency. It's fucking insane, Sterling. I can't think of a fucking reason. Jesse, why would I be friends with you? Can you come up with a reason why you and I would be friends with you? Jesse is my Karl Malone, dude. I am John Stockton, and Jesse is fucking Karl Malone.
Do you want to know what she said earlier?
What?
She looked around and she was like, I smell tequila. That's why you're friends with people like that.
For sure.
That's why.
I just got a big,
What do you
strong
mean?
whiff, like,
Also,
Oh, just now?
if you say that you're... No.
she's like, huh?
She said, yes, I just did a shot of tequila. I love that. But yeah, like why? Number one, why wouldn't you want to be surrounded by visually pleasing people?
It's not even the visuals. I'm friends with the people who I feel put just as much effort into our friendship, and I feel like it's reciprocated. And
Amen.
And if I have a genuine connection with you, I absolutely, listen, don't get me wrong, to the people watching over here talking shit, don't get me wrong. If it was a threat to my relationship, and if my partner, female or male, came to me and said, this relationship that you have with your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend makes me very uncomfortable, which is actually the situation currently, I had to figure out where the balance was. I'm not about to end a friendship with someone just because you came into my life.
The two dudes that I know.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I was wondering if that was ever going to happen.
So here's the thing: is
But it all sorted itself out, and
Wow.
they ended up becoming friends with each other.
They're friends now.
They are friends
And now
now.
it's the devil's threesome.
No.
What's
One
the
dick
movie?
at a time.
Savages. Savages.
And only
Your mind
Sterling
always
got
goes
that.
No,
there.
but I thought it'd be funnier. I thought it'd be funny.
so evil.
It's not that my mind always goes there. It's the fucking Mexican in the other room. That's the reason why my mind goes there.
Okay,
Sorry, it's an inside joke. I'm sorry.
My
She
next
is
question is
education
this:
for
is
us all.
like, because you brought this up and I brought this up in the last time. Is like people say, well, I'll hang out with you 2 days. What the fuck is hanging out? That's the next thing. Now I'll give you this. Okay. So I'm in a band right now, and we have a female lead singer. Her name's Livy. Shout out to Livy. I'm really good friends with Livy, but we have something that we share in common, which is we write lyrics together, we write music together, and we perform together, okay? She has a very steady boyfriend, Kyle. Shout out to Kyle. I've been married for 26 and a half years now, okay? I go to band practice, and I hang out with her. We're very good friends. I love her like a sister, okay? But I don't say, hey, Livy, let's go to the movies today, or let's go hang out at the mall.
You have a
Let's
reason to
go.
be around her.
And then you have a reason to be with every female friend that you work with here too as well. So again, like I mentioned this before, is like I think it's like men when men and women are friends, they have a different context of friendship between two women and two guys, right? Yes. So what happens is when a guy becomes friends with a woman, and it's just, and let's just say it's completely platonic, let's imagine ideally that's possible, the guy relates to the woman in the way that her girlfriends would be like relating. Like guys will put up with so much, they'll tolerate so much shit from women that if he did it to me, I would fucking bust him in the chops, right? Because I would not tolerate that from a man, but I will tolerate it from a woman depending on what, like if she's late to something, or we're gonna go, you're supposed to be my kind of date tonight, right? That kind of stuff, whatever your definition of friendship is. The reason why I say men and women cannot be friends is because the context, or I should say the frame that we consider friendship, is usually women and women and men. Yeah. And then when we say, okay, well, we can have this sort of co-ed friendship, well, one of those people, like women are going to have to say, hey, let's go to the Raiders game, man. Let's go and fucking throw axes at the axe throwing place.
Hold on, but you guys would go do it with me. They would go do it with me.
Shoot guns.
Yeah, go shoot guns, exactly.
Would you rather go to Target by yourself or with a friend?
Okay, but would you ask him to come over to your house and paint your nails?
No.
And hang out and chat.
I know that's not a related.
And coffee.
I think
exactly.
we don't paint our nails at home anymore.
That's my point.
I would still invite him if I thought it was something he was into. But I would invite him and her and be like, guys, come.
But you see
hang
that.
out.
But you wouldn't think that because he's a guy and you're female. So that's the difference. That's the context.
Yeah, I get.
Yeah, we don't.
You know what?
She's right. She's right.
Let's address the elephant in the room.
Well, I have a good point. I think like what she was saying when she was like, well, you like that you've slept with somebody and like y'all are friends now or whatever, like y'all used to date and y'all are friends now. I have this idea, I think this is kind of correct, that like girls can do that just fine, it's whatever. But guys, like I feel like guys tend to stick around as friends after that fact because they're like, oh, it's going to happen again. I can make it happen again. It happened once. I can make it happen again. It's going to happen again.
A lot of times it does happen again.
If I stay here, it'll happen again.
A lot of times it does happen again, yeah.
So I think that's kind of why they do that, too. I don't think it's just like, oh, I'm going to be your friend now.
By the way,
that's a let's just be friend rejection.
By the way, just let you know,
if I can improve my quality, then it'll happen.
The only reason I brought this topic up was to bring up the cake. FYI.
Of course.
We can talk about this all you want, but that's pretty much.
I'm going to have Travis read the super chats because I lost them all.
Travis, can you read some of the super chats? On Rollo's channel. By the way, shout out to the 1,100 people watching us live right now. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for checking us out, man.
I have a few here that
Where
I
is
can
it?
read.
I
Hi,
can
guys.
see
My
it.
name's Travis.
Do it.
I'm the guy behind the rig, looking at everything.
Producer Travis.
I have one from Black Sigma. I want to ask Rollo again. Have you seen the interview with Tate did with Matt Shea from Vice, and was dumb on his part?
It was. I don't understand why he brought him in there. I have had the conversation with Sterling
why
already.
Andrew brought him into his
even-
house?
I'm Sartorial Shooter. I've talked to him as well. I said, what the fuck was he thinking? Like, why would you bring this dude into all of this? I'm still dumbfounded by the whole thing. But yes, I have seen it. And was it a good idea? Probably not. Go ahead, Travis. Give us some more.
Number 2, we from Gary Jr. for $5. Thank you so much. Marriage ain't worth it no mo. It's basically coke and hookers from here on out.
Nice.
Amen.
Nice.
Hey man, I love the fact
Come to
that he.
Vegas.
I love the fact he paid money to
say it.
that, and 2 that all the women agreed with him. Those 2 things make me exceptionally happy. Thank you so
Passport
much,
Bros.
Passport Bros.
You
Shout
got
out
it.
to you guys.
We got one last one from Gary Jr. Another $5 super. Be her friend and get at her friends.
Oh, wait a second. Wait, don't stop spitting game, bro.
Wait,
You're gonna
what?
spill the game out. You're gonna tell on me, bro.
Wait.
Stop
What was
spitting
the
game
question or the
That's
statement?
Michael's entire life.
Be her friend and get her friends, bro. Stop saying, hey, stop spitting game like
Hey,
that.
Gary
Hey,
Jr.,
listen,
the latest member of MOA.
Hey,
know
you
my
guys.
friends are hoes. I'll
Hey, to
put
get
you
that
on.
info, you got to join
I'll put you
MOA.
on for
Stop
sure.
spilling that
I'll
game for
put you
free,
on.
buddy.
Like, you like her? I'll get you in. Her ass is free. Come on. Like,
Ass is
absolutely.
free. Let's not take that
Travis,
concept.
give me another one.
Do you
I
know
think
how
that's all of
many
them.
people have hooked up
I
in
missed a
Vegas
cou- I know I
because
missed a
I have
couple.
made it happen?
Wait, hold on. Everybody be quiet. Everybody be quiet. Be quiet.
You know
Say that
what?
one
You
more
know how
time.
many STDs have been passed because of me?
Oh my God.
No, not that way.
That's not what I
Not
wanted to
that
hear.
way. Not that way.
Mark that.
Get a knife for that.
Mark that.
Done.
There we go.
Oh, somebody
Someone
asked me if I.
steak, so everybody can have some.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's Glenn. Sorry. my
I
bad.
feared for you. I thought you were gonna get smashed into it. I was like, oh.
Oh, he knows
Glenn
better.
says, I think that men and women
I'm
can.
not that strong.
I think that men and women can be friends. I had a sex scene in a movie with a female friend, and after the scene, she was very clingy for the rest of the shoot.
Hey guys,
She's not your friend.
I
she actually wants to get.
guys, I got a theory here.
More than friends.
I think men and women can
Devil's
be
work.
friends if the man wants to be friends. I have some female friends that I know like me that have crushes on me, but it doesn't mean like we can still be friends. I think it's when the man can't be friends
Bingo.
when there's a problem.
Bingo.
I think that's when that's when things break down, right? Because what I found, and this is just my experience, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, is that when women get put in the friend zone, they don't really take it that poorly. They're just like, I'm in the friend zone.
I'm
Next
over you
one.
2 minutes
Yeah,
later.
for sure. It's
Yeah.
like swipe. Like for you guys, sexual access is like nothing. It really is. You could literally have been married for 10 years or be like completely with somebody for 20 fucking years, and then you come out like, okay, Tinder, next day, right swipe. You get it all. So for men, I think it's more like if you are a man and you find very few women attractive, you have your specific type, and those are the only type you find attractive. And if a girl's not that type, you can be friends with her. Like you said, I can be friends with the fatties, but that's not what I mean. You guys aren't fatties, obviously. You guys
So wait,
are,
you can't be
Right.
friends.
Why are you getting angry?
But wait, you can't be friends with anyone else. Are you attracted to literally like
Let me
every
ask you
beautiful
something.
woman ever?
Sterling, when we go to EBC, you know who's going to be getting us in? Her. That's my.
Hopefully.
This is my point. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like these girls, they're just like it's like the CIA, bro. Just hookups everywhere we go. That's my
me.
point.
You like her? You want her? I'm the best wingman you'll
No
ever
shit,
meet.
bro. That's my
Absolutely.
point, man. You and me, we'll go at the Wynn Field House, right? We're going to Wynn
Field House, Field Club.
Wynn Field Club. We'll be hanging out there at the Raiders game, watching the game, and she'll come up to you and be like, "Hey, Sterling, meet so and so." That's what I'm saying. It's incredible.
It's a layup.
It's a layup. I'll be like, oh, this is Sterling. He's Australian. He's a really nice guy.
I've actually gotten in trouble
He actually
for it,
hangs
though.
out with.
I've told someone like, "Oh, he's great in bed," and they're like, "How do you know?" I'm like,
I got another one here. Alpha only. Shout out to Sterling for saving me from a burning building. These girls next to him are incredibly lucky to be in his presence. Logan,
Oh wow,
Thank you.
did you actually save him from a burning building?
that's wild.
No, I did not. I've never saved anyone from. But I appreciate the.
this
the
girl
shout
said
out
I'm a fatty, but I'm still hot. Oh,
Has have any of you?
She said I'm a
okay,
fatty.
question for the ladies. Have any of you ever
can I be your
dated,
friend? I'm a
got
fatty, but I'm
with
hot.
a guy who is a virgin?
Say what? So who?
Have you ever gotten with a?
Oh, we're
that
doing
is
the
a
body
virgin?
count. Okay, yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah,
you got with a guy
the
who's a
first
virgin?
person that I had sex
Absolutely
with was
not.
a virgin.
What's that?
Sir.
Absolutely.
Inexperience
No?
scares
What
me.
was the question?
Yeah,
Roll?
when-
Sorry.
yeah,
All in
lost
high
my
school,
virgin.
I was only fucking virgins.
Well, I know you. Have you
when
ever?
I was a
Have you
virgin, I
ever
fucked my
dated?
virgin.
Have you ever dated?
Laura Ariana, have you dated a guy who's a virgin?
Who's a virgin?
I would say all in high school.
Have you
That
been-
was
Okay,
it.
high school.
But
After high
but
school.
after
All in
that,
high
Would
no.
you do it now? Would you do it now?
Absolutely
No,
not.
I don't
Would
know
you?
where.
Yeah, would
Why
you?
would you not do it now?
He'd have a lot of insecurities. It'd
Okay.
be weird.
I want you guys to hear this. That she believes that a man would have a lot of insecurities and be weird because he's a virgin at say 30, like 25,
Yeah,
30.
you have a lot of experiences
Amber,
that you need to have.
guy lives in Las Vegas. He's a VIP host and a male stripper, and he's a virgin. Would you date him?
Oh yeah, right.
I cannot even begin to
parallel
unpack
universe.
all of the things that would be wrong with that scenario.
Contradicting as fuck.
That is very contradictory.
You would not date a guy with a virgin.
I would not.
Okay,
No, I would not.
Hold on,
I got a follow-up question.
Time out, hold on.
Can we find
Go
a male
ahead, hold
stripper
on.
that's a virgin to
If there was
bring
a
in
guy
this
that was a
conversation? Because I
virgin-
would like to hear from that person.
Beautiful,
if
'cause
they
I don't think they exist
they don't
either,
exist.
but they don't exist.
Kylie,
But if
what-
one did exist, that would, yeah. Okay.
Are you admitting? No. Oh, okay. I thought you were a virgin. Okay, got it.
I don't. If there was, I mean, if like, yeah.
I mean, you could teach the virgin stuff, right? Like, he
I
doesn't
would-
have bad habits from somebody
he's not
else.
Gonna, he doesn't. I mean, he's gonna be like all about you. What are
Exactly.
you talking about? He's not gonna be like. I mean, yeah.
You
like,
say
he's a virgin,
cunnilingus, and he's like, oh my
loses his
God, what is
virginity to
that?
you, and he's gonna be like, oh my God.
Come here.
Like
But
he's not
he
gonna be
doesn't
like,
know
you
what
have.
he's doing.
I want to do this, and this with you. I need to sleep with this, and this girl. Like you just like
You're
made
it.
his
He
life
won't know what
fucking
to do,
wonderful.
though.
I mean, I can
What are you talking about?
understand
He'll
that.
probably never forget you too. You popped a sherry. He'll
Thank you.
forever, even if he's with somebody
Yeah,
else.
what are y'all
Okay,
talking
wait,
about?
that
Okay,
one
y'all would be
bitch.
golden. He's like, that's it. That's
That
it.
one girl.
Wait, let
That's all
Amber-
you
Sat on it
got.
sideways.
Hold on, let
Which
Amber.
world? Oh.
Amber,
Amber, go ahead.
Can we turn this back around on the men?
Oh, no, we will.
We will.
get to that.
We will.
That's
But
totally
I
part of the
got a
script.
follow-up question
Yeah,
here.
for sure.
Would you
different from-
rather?
Jess-
Would you
Jess
rather?
Preston.
Would you rather date a virgin or a guy with a high body count? If you had to choose,
How about this,
virgin
Amber?
or a
Amber,
very high.
what number's
body
too
count?
high, Amber? How about that? What number's too high?
Who am I to judge someone on what
It's
they
three-
did
it's
before
300
they met me?
It's 300 too high.
Yes.
Yeah,
300 too high?
I mean it's really
digits?
high as long as they're
It's 200 too high.
if they
Yes.
don't have any if they don't have any
They don't have
STDs,
any diseases.
they don't have any
diseases.
diseases or anything like that. I mean, how skilled is he?
He's extremely skilled because he's been with 200
I
women.
mean,
200 women.
if he is skilled,
You know where I'm going
and
with this,
he is
Sterling, 'cause
great.
you know that
then
where we're going next.
We love that, but I just virgins. I don't personally want to teach the person that I'm with. I understand like where you were coming
I think
from.
that would be wonderful. I want to
But-
let me teach you,
But
babe. Lay down. Let me teach
have
you things.
Have you ever had
are you
a
talking about?
threesome and there's someone that doesn't know what they're doing?
Oh, honey.
In theory, it sounds
In theory, it sounds really
Yeah,
cute,
but
but
having
when
to
you're
teach
in
them
there,
everything is
you're
not-
sitting there and you're like,
Legs are flying. You're like, yo, can you watch like what you're doing? You almost took my head off. Yes,
So,
absolutely.
It sounds
absolutely.
really cute in a fairy
Yeah.
tale, in a storybook. It sounds really cute, but it's not.
Yeah.
cute.
Okay,
But a
Jesse,
virgin man
low body
sees
count,
this.
high body count. Would you date a virgin?
I would rather date a virgin.
Okay, then someone with a high
That
body
ties
count.
into when later on when you guys present the question of
What about
high value
men?
men.
Okay, so
I would rather date a virgin.
what number's too high for you? Is there a number that is
It
too
depends on his age, and it depends on like if you're 18 years old, your body count shouldn't be that high.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that high. If you're in your
They're real
50s,
high now.
your body count, you've never been
Yeah.
married, you've been a bachelor your
high?
whole life.
Been out in the streets.
You've been out in these streets. You've been running amok. You're
Yeah.
thorough.
So
But
what-
I'm not.
is there a number- is there a number that's
She's
too high?
right.
No, I don't believe in the. I don't believe in the number.
You don't believe in
game.
a number?
I believe in you giving your body to too many people.
Got it.
Yep.
Got
Putting
it.
yourself at risk for STDs and all that
Yep.
stuff. That's different.
Kaylin Franco, what do you think? What's would you date a virgin?
No.
And then what number's too high for you? Let's get it.
I don't really care. I don't really ask.
But is 800 too high?
Don't
800 is
tell.
not too high?
Sterling, we know your body count's real high.
I mean, you literally better be like the best sex I've ever had. Then
only
it's
sex
then,
I've
okay,
ever
Then
had.
that's
it would
fine.
be, so no STDs, best sex you ever had.
Yeah, I'm
They're
actually good.
absolution.
Then no number matters. I don't care.
Beautiful. Do you guys agree with? Do you guys agree with that? Best sex you've ever had, and no STDs. Your absolution for your body count. Would that be true?
That's me.
I mean,
No.
Good question.
best sex I've ever had once, or like repeatedly.
Repeated. He wants to be with you, but he has a high body count.
Well, no, but I mean like repeatedly, like
This guy's like the
4
town
to 6
bicycle.
times a day, like
4 to 6 times a
Is
day.
it the best
Yeah.
sex you've ever had every single time you have sex?
Sure, for sure.
Oh.
You would now all of a sudden she turns into a
I'm still
priest.
the virgin.
Yeah, me
Absolution.
too. I'm okay.
Okay,
Because
good.
I can make you into the
I'll
best
make
sex.
you good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
you both are saints. Because no, absolutely the fuck.
This
Wait,
is
but I
cracking
have
up in the background. I want to know what's so
point. I
funny.
have a point. Wait. But have you like for all the girls? For all
Sage,
the
you're lit, and it's all good.
Time out. Listen to Kylie.
for all the girls, like, have y'all ever met a guy though that like y'all know he has a high body count and he'll just like I mean he like He's like, oh yeah, I'm good. Like he like acts like I'm good. And then like you actually, and you're like, you're not fucking good.
Ew, when they
This
say
sucks.
it, that's already.
This literally fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And but you know he's been with a lot of people, right? Like you know.
So you're out there disappointing
and then you're just
multiple
like,
people. Got it.
and then you're like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
the show started.
Like no, it doesn't matter anymore. You just suck. Like you think you're good, but you just suck. Like
Some
what's the
poor
point?
girl
Like,
lied
what's
to
the
him one
point in all
time.
that, right?
She probably thought
Right,
she
yeah.
was like, oh, he's gonna take me to dinner.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Some poor girl was like, yeah, you're
Yeah, you're so
great.
good.
And he's like, okay. And then
And now he thinks he's like the best.
now.
Now he thinks he's Sterling.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, I'm gonna start OnlyFans. No, honey.
Let me
Hey.
clarify. I'm not saying because you have a high body count that you're good.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
But I'm saying if I meet a guy, I don't even know his body count. We connect and we have chemistry. We have sex. It's good. And then later on, he tells me, by the way, I've had sex. I'd be like, I don't care.
Sterling,
Yeah.
what's the highest
Yeah.
form of demonstrating higher value?
Being good in bedroom.
Right, and why is that, Sterling?
It's-
Why is that a
it's-
compliment?
It's the perfect example of pre-selection.
Basic
Like,
biology.
if a guy's actually good in bed, then it's undeniable proof that he has been with other women before because he knows the female body, right?
Right.
Simple as that.
Or he pays attention.
Right.
Yeah.
But he knows the female body.
What he's been
He
with
knows-
two.
he knows
Hold on,
your-
he's been with 2 women, but he bought Sterling's course. And so now he's got
That's what it was. Now-
500 body count gain.
We should
That's what
all
he's
buy
got.
Sterling's
it.
course. We should all buy
I
Sterling's
have a comment to
course.
say to you
Wait.
off camera because I'm not going to put myself on the
And
internet.
Sterling,
But
Sterling,
Remind
I have
me.
another question for you. What does it mean when a woman wears a hair tie on her wrist?
It means you're getting laid that night.
I wear a hair tie on my wrist.
What? I always have one on my
I
wrist.
took it off just for the show.
Wait, I thought that was supposed to
I
be.
always have one on. What are we
I am
talking
ready.
about?
Getting
Swallow,
Or she
swallow,
plans to
ready.
throw up.
I'm
swallow.
ready.
I thought that means that
I'm
she's
getting-
Wait,
like.
what's going on, Jesse?
Thank
Jesse,
you.
what are you
Head
doing?
doctor, head
Hey, close up on Jesse. What, Jesse, what are you doing here, Jesse?
Look, I'm showing you that
Jesse.
I stay ready.
We're going.
Just stay ready.
I think that's
Game time. It's game time, baby.
that's what Solo was
ready.
getting at. It
You
was
only
supposed
get
to
it-
mean
you
like
only
you're
get it here. You
like
only
Travis.
get it
head
here.
doctor.
Travis,
You're a head doctor.
Can we make sure that Jesse gets her own podcast?
Yeah, that's happening.
Please.
And mark
Please.
that.
Bring
Let's
her
get
back. He's hilarious.
I did his first podcast with him and he never brought me back until today.
my first episode was
And he didn't let me
Jesse
speak the entire time. I was like, why am I here?
Really?
Motherfucker. This
You're
motherfucker.
all
rude.
I'm actually kind of shocked.
He's like, right, Jesse? And I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, all right, next topic. I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
I was nervous. This was my first episode. This was my first episode. I was nervous.
Oh man,
My body count was low. All
Get
right, so
out.
here we
Get
go.
out.
that's crazy.
Here we
That's
go.
when you were
Lies.
virgin.
Hey, shout out to Destiny Murphy with the $20 super chat. Women say do stuff like this and then wonder why the entire planet and every major religion impose strict social restrictions on their sovereignty since the dawn of time
Oh, my Lanta.
in every place humans have ever lived. Okay. Well, this guy's okay.
Wait, I gotta give
He's
this.
down with that Sharia law.
I gotta
Shout
give
out to
this.
Sharia law.
Okay, so
shout out to the Islamic Caliphate.
That was intense.
Gary wants an age check, so let's do an age check. How
If
old
you guys
are
don't feel comfortable, just but around what age are you?
21.
She turned 21 2 months ago.
35.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
27.
Wait, how
How
old
old?
are you?
35.
34.
She's skipping. She said next.
I'll be 36 next month.
I turned 37 today.
Yeah, happy birthday, baby.
All this fun except y'all.
She said, "Except y'all."
Mike, how old are you?
I am 45 years
When is
old.
your birthday?
October 5th, 1977.
Yeah.
And I just doxed myself.
You better lock somebody down
Fuck
soon.
around, not gonna have a social security number
All right,
tomorrow.
Gary, there's your
said
age
just
check.
kidding.
What about you? You didn't do yours.
I am 54 years old. Thank you very much.
Wow, we
All
love
those
this.
songs, all those songs that
I think we're
Kaylin
doing good for
listens to, he
ourselves.
actually was there for those songs.
I wrote them.
He wrote those songs.
Michael.
Yeah.
21. Damn, Daddy.
What do you mean? What are you
We love that for you.
What are you insinuating?
We love that.
What are you
for
insinuating, Mia Khalifa? What are you insinuating?
I said, damn, Daddy, that's good for you. We love that for you.
There's your age check, Gary. You're welcome.
Also, someone before asked if anyone has kids. Does anyone have kids?
Yeah, he has one.
I have one.
He has 6. He doesn't know about it. Baby's mamas hit me up and let me know what the deal was.
I have one. I have one.
Major Joe Marone, can we get some
Really?
utensils to try to get this cake open? Can we crack this hoe
Can
open?
you
and see
have
if-
Kayla come cut it?
Yeah, have Kayla Abney come cut it, please.
She needs to.
Kayla with no IG.
She needs to. No,
Yeah, you do.
I have a kid.
You do?
I do.
How old?
2.
Is it girl, boy?
I prefer not to say.
There you go. That's a good plan.
Okay. Yeah, good idea.
Hey, maybe the boy or girl hasn't decided what they are yet.
Oh, no.
Get out.
I'm like, you're some Frog Leg, Arkansas. Frog Level, Arkansas.
I grew up in Wichita, Kansas. My mom is from Gadsden, Alabama, which is right outside of Nakalula Falls. So, I mean, I can't say that we don't play that, but we got to wait until they're. You can be 18 and then we can have some discussions about things.
I'm about cutting things off and sticking needles in you. Got you. All right. Kayla Abney, will you stand over here and cut this cake? Stand over here. Kayla Abney, first time ever on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen. Hey, if you guys want to look her up on Instagram, you can't. She doesn't have a fucking Instagram. She is the only girl in
Dude, do you know how many hours I spent after your birthday? Like, I got to find this girl. I couldn't find her.
You want to know what's really sad? All the guys are sitting here like, what do you mean she doesn't have an Instagram? Look at her. Look at her. Look at her.
She looks like she would have an Instagram.
Very good.
There's some million guys in the chat looking her up right
In the meantime, do you want me to read the super chats?
Yeah, let's do it. Do it.
Welcome
All
back
the
to
girls
Travis
look to be 7 years
Cam.
older. Wow.
Cump ass Mitch
Wild.
says for $9.99.
Also, you guys can't
Let
see my
me
face.
show you
That's
some
rude.
love,
I love
Rollo,
how
from
these girls
pulling
all
me
ran
away
through.
from
You have
away.
no idea my sexual history.
Time's up.
Ladies, let me show you some love, Rollo, from pulling me fully away from the blue pill thinking and showing me the light. Thanks for teaching the young slave
You
how to
are
read.
welcome.
All right, moving on to Mirror. Oh, we got another super chat. Let me just read this one. City Boy Farmer, super chat $9.99. This panel is one of the standard deviation from being an AA meeting in the trailer park 40 plus divorcees. Let's see some chicks under 30. Blah, blah, blah. Gary Jr. super chat $5. Alpha Widow, explanation if you can. Alpha Widow?
Okay, she's gonna hold on. First off, Jesse, what did you want to respond? We always give you the opportunity, ladies, to respond to the super chat. What do you want to say?
No, there's a lot of comments saying that we're all so ran through, but you have no idea my sexual history. You heard me explain one incident about having a past partner. You have no idea that my body count is less than 2 hands.
Is it? 2 hands of on The Simpsons or 2 Homo sapien hands? Okay.
Like,
hey,
that's just a
Kayla,
weird
can you
thing.
just cut it with the fork? I don't care. Just cut it. We just
Bro,
want to
I'm
see you
about to cut it with my titty. What's going on?
We want you. Jesse Preston wants to look at you from behind while you cut the cake. Will you please do it for Kaylin?
This sounds real hot
Kaylin
now.
Franco would like for you to dance for her while you cut the cake. Will you do that while Rollo, you switch the topic?
Actually, I want to.
Dude, City Boy Farmer.
It's all the whipped cream here.
City Boy Farmer with the, you want to see some chicks under
That's
30
what
for
you
a change? Did you not hear that Michael's beautiful girlfriend is 21? Like, what are you
Yeah, we got
talking
one.
about?
Yeah.
We got
There is
one. Actually, I think you're probably the youngest one.
I am
we've had
the
on
youngest.
this
I'm the
fan
youngest
we've
one
ever had
in
on this
here.
But you
show.
want to know what's wild? I beg you
The man
to
found the
find a girl that lives in any, like,
Major city.
major city or in the Midwest for that matter, because I remember what parents looked like when I was a kid and they were 30. Please show us hotter women.
In their 30s now? Yeah, that's true.
No, yeah,
The
please.
30-year-olds are still beating out the 20-year-olds when you come to auditions in Vegas. So
So I have to say, I feel like I'm more attractive now than I was 10 years ago.
Same.
And that's not because of anything other than
No, I'll show you.
I do a lot
I think
of...
people get, like,
Yeah.
I think girls get prettier as they
If
age
you know what you're
right
doing,
now.
and
I really
especially
do.
in this town, you learn a lot of
Okay,
like
so
beauty
that was it.
secrets
You nailed
and
it on the
stuff.
head
Michael,
right
you
there.
knew me when I was
You said
21.
you know
Yeah.
what you're doing,
Agreed.
right?
Yeah.
Girl, like
I look way better.
What I've noticed,
Hey, guys,
I
so-
live in Miami, right? What I've noticed is that when women hit like 28, 29, 30, they start they're hitting the gym every day. They're
We
getting
peak.
they're getting the BBL.
We peak.
They're getting the facelift. They're getting the boob job. They're getting the
Maintenance.
nose. They get the makeup's on point.
Boob
like,
jobs.
When they're
Who gets boob
getting
jobs?
like 28 plus, they're really like focusing on out
okay.
competing everybody.
I'll have that one. Well done.
Oh, it looks so good.
I can't even eat any
I want to stress. I want to stress that one because I know a million guys in the
Jesse,
in the
grab it.
chat.
Jesse, grab it,
A
Jesse.
million guys in the chat are going to start talking about the wall here in just a minute.
Hold on.
Let
Can
me
I
head you off the
clarify this
path.
real quick? So what they're saying is, yes, for sure, the whole thing about women being at their sexual peak on dating apps between the ages of 23 and 25, that's still correct. That's not what they're saying. What they're saying in these cases is a lot of times these girls will like not take care of themselves physically. They don't understand their skincare. They don't understand makeup. They don't understand anything. And then by the time they turn 30, this is the first time they're in the gym. Jesse Preston, what are you doing, girl? That's awesome. I'll take that. Give me this. Give me this. Give me this. Somebody give me a fork.
You asked me to get it.
Give me a fork. Somebody give me a fork.
Mira, I can only do one thing at a time, okay?
No, we have 14
Yeah, that's an insurance claim. Oh, hey.
Okay.
Go ahead. We got to read this one. Hold on. I got a $100 super chat. Yeehaw. I don't have my Don DeMarco song. Gentlemen, love the show. Real question. 36-year-old in shape. I make $175,000 a year in a very respectable profession. What would that be? How can you take most Western females seriously? Being red-pilled since Tom Likas of 2005. It's exhausting. It makes me want to check out.
Can I answer that real quickly?
Yeah,
First off, homie, don't check out. Buy PS5. You don't need to check out.
Yeah,
come on,
check out.
come. We got some free content for you. We never want you to check out. We
Check
want you
out where?
we want you
To Southeast Asia?
No.
Philippines?
No, wrong kind of check out.
I know.
We want you to. We never. Any
Stay
men,
with us, brother.
any men out there who are thinking about checking out, we don't want you to check out. Okay, you can just. We got plenty for you. Okay.
Certainly, I don't care.
Go ahead, Sterling. What are you going to say?
Well, for a start, don't check out. But if you're frustrated and if you're exactly like you just said, you're in shape, you're making good money, you're an established guy, you are probably fishing in the wrong pond, my friend. You need to change the pond that you're fishing in.
Fish where the fish are.
Well, okay. Like if you're looking for a traditionally good girl in America, why are you not looking in the Midwest? Why are you not going to Kentucky? Why are you not going to like the flyover states? That's where all the Christian good women are in this country.
Saying that because we're here.
Okay, so Sterling, that's not true anymore.
Why not?
It's not true anymore because
You think there are no Christian virgins in America anymore at all?
I think
They are
that
fucking 12. They're fucking 12 years old.
I think
all in
that
the
the
chat.
odds of finding that are very, very slim. It's not. It
is slim. I agree. I totally agree with you. It is extremely slim.
It's very slim.
But if this guy is living in America and he doesn't want to be a passport bro,
Let's give Kayla Abney a big round of applause. No, give Kayla Abney a big round of applause.
She's hot.
Paper towel with some water on it to scoopy.
You will never find her.
Just lick it.
But if he doesn't want to go over, this is the whole reason the passport bros do what they do, right?
Yeah.
Is they're looking for wifey material, right? If you're going to try and find wifey material in the States, you're probably going to have to go to flyover states.
Well, okay, but why are we basing someone's worth off of whether they've had sex or not?
Because that's what men value.
Men
Yeah.
value
Like,
women who do not have high body counts.
Yeah.
Women are. I don't think that women truly understand, especially now, because we are taught and told now that it is okay to just do whatever the actual fuck we want to do, and it is not okay to do whatever the actual fuck we want to do. Our bodies are a temple, and this body that we
Y'all
have
need
is
Jesus.
supposed to be a temple
Hence why I
for
will
the
date
men,
the virgin.
for the men that we choose later on in life to be with, like as a partner that we choose to be with for the rest of our life. We need to have have our body has to be preserved. No, I'm not saying we have to be a virgin by the time we meet him, but it needs to be preserved. We don't need to be
I've always thought about that. Like my future
our
husband.
husband isn't going to want us to you slept with
always thought
1,000 men before you came to me.
Trust me, I understand that, and I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not preaching that it's okay.
I just think
to go
so. I do definitely think it is harder to find a woman in the Western that isn't that way anymore. Everybody's
what
that
I
way now.
think is that, especially the more life you live, the more you'll understand this concept. But most women, we are like, our brains are wired to fall in love.
Of course.
We're trying to fall in love. We're trying to find our life mate.
Dopamine
right?
release after you have sex.
So,
Now you give me something I can
these
work
girls that these men deem are not wifey material because they've fallen in love XYZ amount of times. Like my body count is less than.
But now the problem
way
is
less
though
than-
that after they've done that so many times, now they can't fall in love again.
Well,
that
but
is the reason why they.
But
find
that's
it
not
is
true.
depending on-
That's not true either.
Amber, do you want to get married?
I've been married.
You have been, but
I'm
do you want to get
divorced.
married again?
I actually do. I used to not want to. I was very, very like. I had PTSD. I was
Let's talk about
traumatized.
the survey.
Yeah. I was
But
gonna say.
yeah, I do want to get married again, and I do believe that people, your value doesn't come from.
Laura, you're from a Latin background in family. Do you want to get married as well?
Yeah, I absolutely want to get married.
Is that how high a priority is that for you?
It's a high priority. Like I was just saying, I've always had my future husband in mind my whole life. It's not been that
debilitating, but it's always been there, and I've always wanted a life partner, a buddy, and to take marriage seriously and to respect that. I mean, that's something I value.
Okay, I got a question. Laura, Amber, listen.
Yes.
Do you think that if we were going to take a statistical survey, as a woman's body count goes up, the likelihood of her being able to stay in a marriage goes up or goes down?
Honestly, it depends on that person's
we're taking a survey.
Life experience.
We're taking a survey of, let's just say, over 1 million people. Do you think as her body count goes up, do you think this likelihood, the statistical likelihood of her being able to stay in a relationship goes up or goes down?
I'm going to say that the two are not correlated.
Okay, so they are. So it's great. That's a great guess.
And is she telling the men her honest body count?
Well, I mean, but the problem is
within reason.
The problem is once you get to 1 million people. Like, we're talking about the survey from Family, and I forgot the name. Once we get to once we start doing the survey over time, eventually you can find a little deviation or a plus minus error mark for what actually is going on. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but women are known to stay in relationships far longer than men will. Yeah. Way longer than they should. Okay, so women will stay in a relationship because they can see potential.
Yeah.
that men do not see. Okay. So I will tell you, it's not correlated. With women, our brains don't work the same way.
So first off, 78% of relationships or divorces are initiated by who?
You're going to say by women, but
they are. It's not that I'm going to say by women. It's the U.S. Census says that they're initiated by women. Number one. Number two, there is a correlation. Once you get above 10 dudes, the likelihood of a woman staying happy in a relationship gets below 50%.
My number is lower than that.
Huh?
So.
Right. No, but my point is
statistically, I'm doing great.
I'm not saying this. So according to the survey, as you get to 10, it like drops off once you get past 10.
Crazy.
I'm not telling you guys this to go not sleep with anyone. What I'm telling you this is now here comes the comparison. What do you think happens when men sleep with a lot of women? Do you think their ability to stay in a relationship goes up or down?
I think that men.
I have an answer.
You go first. You go first.
I think they will be able to stay in the relationship a lot easier because they're like, I've been there, done that. That's kind of how my past couple relationships were. Is they were like, I already was a whore for so many years and fucked 1,000 women, so I'm good.
We gotta ask Sterling this.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Sterling, Sterling, a man's ability to stay in a relationship based on his body count.
The man popped a button. It was the cake.
That's a cake.
Actually, let me ask you, Laura.
That's good luck in
Laura,
some countries.
do you think the same study? Do you think men, when they had a higher body count, do you think it affected their ability to be in a relationship?
No, I agree with what you were saying. I think that a higher body count makes a man able to stay in a relationship longer.
These are some red-pilled ass women. Okay, Laura. Okay, Laura Tate. All right, Laura Tate.
I know. Laura's been based this whole time, man.
Kylie, what do you think?
They were like, I've already done all that. It was fun. Now I'm ready for the real deal.
So we've discussed from the study, as women's body counts increase, the likelihood of them staying. Hold on.
Men's body
By the way,
counts are
just
higher,
so you guys know, it's below 17%. Once you get above 20 dudes, it's below 17% the likelihood of you staying in a marriage. Now let's go to this. For men, do you think it affects their ability to stay in a relationship? Interesting. Well, you all got it correct. Yes, it does not affect.
I do have a good
question.
point, though. Kaylin had a good point.
Yeah.
She was like, okay, but what if a girl has a really high body count and she goes to this guy she really likes, she wants to be with him, and she lies about it. She's like, well, I've only slept with 3 guys.
It doesn't matter.
It's something like that. She's the lie.
But you're not. How is the guy going to know that?
Because he's going to get a divorce summons. That's how he's going to know. Because the relationship's going to fucking end. That's the point.
But how is he going to know that she's lying about it?
It doesn't matter.
It's not on his end. It doesn't matter if he knows what her body count is. What matters is
she'll never be satisfied.
What matters is her comparison of him to every other guy she's been with.
And now we can talk about alpha widows. Thank you for that segue.
So if she's been with, say, 100 dudes, every time she gets in a relationship with a new guy, she's comparing that guy to the other 100 dudes she's been with.
Or the best one of those 100.
Guys don't do that with girls?
The best
Not really.
The best one.
Or best two, whatever.
She's comparing all the best
It
ones.
means something different to us.
Well, yeah,
Totally.
we hold on and attach to all the things we loved about each man, whereas the guys are, whatever, on to the next. They just look
Can
at
I
it
present a
differently than we do,
scenario?
I think.
Yes.
And I'm not going to name names, okay? I'm going to present a scenario. Okay? My friend
So tactful.
was 18 when she got with her husband. She was married from 18 to 29. That's the only man she had been with. 3 months after their separation and their divorce, she met someone else and immediately, narcissist, fell in love and was with him for 3 years.
Oh, this is a friend of yours a long time ago.
A long time ago. This is somebody I
friend
know.
of yours.
Friend of mine.
Okay, yeah, I know this friend.
So after being in 2 long-term monogamous relationships, by the time that second relationship ended, she was already 33 years old. Okay? If that girl goes and tells someone at 33 that she's single, but has only had 2 sexual partners, everyone laughs in her face.
Of course.
And thinks she's lying, and thinks that it's not true, thinks there's no way in hell that that's, yeah, right, she's ran through. But if you have been in long-term relationships, monogamous in those relationships, because she didn't have threesomes in those relationships, so it's just that person.
Yeah.
Then her count is low and not debatable. But to someone who doesn't know her story, there's a lot of opinions on it.
Hey, babe.
Yeah, but
that doesn't make my words
Whoever's talking
any
shit
less.
about you in the fucking chat, don't react to them.
No, I'm saying this
Yeah.
to the panel. I'm
Okay.
saying this to the panel. The value of having either more or less, it doesn't matter.
What I'm gonna say
Starlight,
right now.
I'll go after you. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I've been in relationships with women who have a very, very similar situation to that. Like 30 with maybe only 2 partners or 3 or 4 partners max across 30 years. And you can tell as a man, if you are experienced as a man, if you've had relationships, and you've seen red flags, you've seen green flags, you can tell instantly if this woman has a very, very high body count or a very, very low body count.
How?
You can tell.
Like, because she fucks you on the first night, and then
I'm
you're
trying
like,
to figure that out too. I was about to ask that.
It's not that. It's the little things. It's the tiny little things.
Like what? Give an
that
example.
you just go over this, like.
Are you sure it's not just obvious to you because you're kind of an expert?
No,
Maybe it's not obvious to every
that's a
guy.
good point.
I mean, I think it's obvious to me because I've got experience. Yes,
It's obvious to guys who fuck.
oh my God.
It's obvious to guys who have fucked in the
All right,
past.
then you're
What?
speaking
Like,
to
what
like
is it?
20%
What's
of the
a-
population.
Good. What is the thing?
What is the thing? Give
okay,
an example.
As one little example. Okay, we have a good night. I go have a shower. I come back and my clothes are like folded on the end of the bed.
That's wifey material.
I always do
That's
that.
a Latina. You gotta date a Latina. We do that for you. That's a Tuesday. That's a Tuesday on a second date. But you're just dating the wrong girl.
Right? Or I go out of the house and she's cleaned the house. Or I go to the house.
That's a Latina. Me cago tu madre. Te estoy diciendo. You have to date a Latina.
Are you saying
These are
that's
not
high?
I
Latinas.
didn't
These
do
are not
that for you on the
Latinas.
first date. You bought me dinner?
They don't want you to move in.
I'll
They do
do
not want you to move in.
Bro.
She's putting in effort to try. But the key is she's putting in effort to try and keep me around. That's the key distinction.
Or you
She's
put
trying
that
to keep
dick
So
down.
you think she has a lower or high body count?
lower.
But if she has a high body count and does that
much
because she
lower.
wants to keep
But
you around,
when
how are you going to
typically when they have a high, in my experience at least, when women have a higher body count, they get blasé, they get entitled, and they don't try as hard to keep the same guy around.
That's crazy.
They drink. They drink all. They drink all your tequila, and then they call themselves a
They
Uber.
are not incentivized.
Has that happened to you? You sound scorned.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey,
Let me see if I can
you.
carry this home. Let me see if I can take this home. So, like, when you have a woman who has, like we were saying, there's two body count, right? Then you have a woman who's got, let's say, 10. Okay, we would say now a whole 10. I know. This is not fresh and fit. Sorry. So, which most guys would say this: the girl with 2 would be more on the sexual market would be more valuable than the one with 10. Correct? Except for the woman with 2 had a husband who was very, very alpha and very had that real kind of
still
dominant
alpha widow.
personality, very dominant personality. And the woman who had 10 that you're dating now, all those guys who are 10 are nowhere near as alpha and as dominant, as masculine as you are. So when I talk about the alpha widow dynamic, what I mean is this: is women tend to fixate on the guy who was the most strong, dominant guy who made the most impression upon them that they pine for later on if they're with the guy who is not up to that same standard as the guy that they used to be with before. That's why I was asking you guys earlier about have you ever wanted to have you ever remained friends with a former lover kind of thing, right? So what women will do is they'll be in a relationship with a guy who's like not exactly their choice. They're settling for the guy because he's like Mr. for now. Whereas she's looking back on her sexual past and saying, that guy who's the hot guy in the foam cannon party on Cancun on spring break, I got to get back to that hot thing. So here's the thing. If you have a woman who has 2 and you have a woman who has 10, the likelihood that one of those 10 is going to be the alpha that she's pining for, that she's widowed for, is more likely because there's more guys. The pool is larger. If there's two, and one of those guys is way more alpha than any other, like he's Jason fucking Momoa, like that's her ex, you're not going to be able to out alpha fucking Jason Momoa. So who is the, like, is it a body count? Is it a numbers game, or is it the impact of the alpha game?
Let's ask Miss December 22 of Penthouse.
No, there is a show. I don't watch TV very much, but during like COVID, we all succumbed to the fucking box. There was a show, and it was a married woman. She had kids, and she was like fantasizing over like an ex that she had. That
Oh, you talking about Sex Life?
Sex
Life on Netflix.
Yes.
Man, that shit was crazy, bro.
I did a whole
Literally,
show
I was
on that.
like,
Don't get Michael started on that show.
Spoiler alert, bro. I talked about that show for weeks, man. Because that shit was crazy.
wild.
No, it was wild. No, here's what was
Wild.
wild. That's how the world is. What was wild is that they actually made a TV show that told that much fucking truth. I couldn't believe they made a TV show like that. Because at the very end, she walks up to the dude, the Australian guy, and she goes, "This hasn't changed anything. I still love my husband. Now, fuck me." Like, that was the last scene of the show. And I was like, "Bitch, are you kidding me?" And he's all stressed out, and he's got to like try to call some side pussy to try to make up for the fact that his wife is going to go fuck this Australian dude. It's so crazy.
It was wild. It was wild, but I have this vision in my mind, and like it's what the ladies were saying. You will never know if a woman's body count is high or low. Usually you will not, because culturally there are certain ways that women behave, and they've been taught to behave no matter what. And that's just like that's a normal, like,
women underreport, men overreport.
Oh yeah,
Well, I mean,
you're
that
also
goes
never
back-
going to tell the truth
That goes back to
about that particular thing.
No, that's not true. I feel like
In the most
maybe
across the board, across the population, most women are going to underreport what their body.
There's going to be
But
guys
maybe-
that don't count. Chris Brown doesn't count.
Gross.
Okay. Yeah, but he
can't
like,
remember.
But I don't remember that whole thing happened. No, for
Gross.
sure.
But I feel like there are that sounds like you being a little bitter and scorned, but a lot of women do tell the truth. A lot of women do tell the truth. So you have to think about where you're at and who you're talking to, I guess, in the situation. But that's not always necessarily true, because then women can say all men lie.
But I'm also saying, like, the actual, like, the point Rollo just made, the actual number doesn't matter. The actual number doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is
the behavior.
The impact.
the behavior, the impact of the impact of those guys.
The stimulus on the phenotype. Yeah, that's essentially what it is.
For the longest time, people kept equating how loose a girl was and how ran through she was by what her vagina looked like.
Okay, can I jump in real quick? This
Thank you.
This pisses me off.
Thank you. Let's
This
go.
one thing really pisses me off.
Let's dispel the roasties.
Totally, give me someone give me a seatbelt. Oh my God.
All right.
That is
That
it.
camera.
Sterling has
Give me
the
this
floor.
camera.
Zoom in.
Give me this
Zoom in.
Give me this camera.
Preach.
All right. I can tell instantly that you're a fucking virgin, and you've as a guy that you've not slept with women. The moment I see you say something like, "Oh, if she's had 10 dudes, then her pussy's loose," you have no idea what the female anatomy is like.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do
You can have sex
with how
with
many
someone for 100
dudes she's been
times.
with.
It's like if I hang up
the same person 100 times.
Yeah.
The same
person for 100 times.
Same exact reason.
and two
Same
dudes
exact reason.
Once.
Yeah.
My,
here
my
we go.
cock doesn't get smaller every time I put it in a vagina. It just gets shaved down.
Yeah.
That's not how the body works.
down.
All right. Okay. So, and of course, in the chat, it's Arby's this and Arby's that and Arby's roast beef. And where's the meat?
Do you want to know what's crazy? Here's my
guys are
favorite
fucking
thing.
killing me.
Here's
You're
my
really
favorite
killing me.
thing. If anyone like follows me, I do like a lot of nude photography, and I have a friend who is a photographer, and he's
seen a lot of pussy.
He loves, and he like says this is like his thing. He like seeks it out. He thinks that he has like a sixth sense about finding girls that have like lots of labia, that they have the Arby's beef curtains.
He wants that.
He likes that.
Wait, can you tell me off air? I need to know which
I'll tell
photographer
you who it is. Off record,
Not
off
10.
this, but he is not the first guy that said this to me. I swear to you, I've talked to like multiple guys, and I'm like, that's what you want? And then they say, yeah. They're like, do you want to kiss a girl that has like no lips, or do you want to kiss a girl that has like big lips?
This is me.
This is me. So you know, you're a girl and you're just like, oh, like, this is like a thing and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you're shooting the shit. And then you hear that and you're like, huh? Like,
can I do a poll amongst the men here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what our pussies look like?
Okay, no.
Shoot.
Hey, get Joe in here.
Oh, yeah. Get the guys, get the boys in here.
Everybody
Get the boys in here.
Joe, Travis.
We actually do have other guys that are outside the green room.
This is great. This is great.
Wait, while they're here, let's look at this. Arby's myth busting. Arby's. Arby's, anyone? Let's see. What else?
No, I do not have beef curtains
vaginas
for the
can
person
literally
that just
take a
asked.
pounding. Okay, thanks,
A
guys.
baby comes out of that damn thing.
So what's the survey?
Okay, what I want to ask all the men in this room, right?
This is natural lips. No
Do you
period.
give a single solitary fuck about what a woman's vagina and labia actually look like?
Okay.
I do not.
Okay. There's an outer limit. That when we get to 3 standard deviations, then I'm like,
done
that
it.
thing,
Everyone in the chat
that thing-
disagrees with you.
That thing is alive. That thing has its own, zip code. That thing looks like it.
Has a passport.
Looks like no. I mean, it just. I mean, when it starts looking like that creature that ate Han Solo in the fucking, and you know what I'm saying, in Empire Strikes,
done.
whatever,
I
that
love
big
how
thing that
everyone
was in the
thinks that because
ground.
I asked that
Then I got
question that I
to when it
have
looks like one of
to
those
I can
sandworms
have
from
an inch,
Dune.
all you know.
That's a little bit too much
I have a
vagina.
Barbie
You know what I'm
pussy.
saying?
Thank
Am I
you
wrong?
very much.
That
It
is the
beautiful.
last
They think that
so lucky.
They think that we
You would
both
be
have giant
so
vaginas.
lucky.
Hold on,
I
what's your
asked
answer?
a simple
Jesse, you know what I'm saying?
Do I care?
It looks like the sandworms from Dune. That's a little too much
I'm
vagina.
done with you.
Go ahead.
What's
Does it
your-
have
What's
teeth?
your answer, Rollo?
It's not something I give a whole hell of a lot of thought to.
There's an upper limit. I'm saying there's an upper limit. Is what I'm saying.
Same answer as Mike.
I'm with Mike. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Travis?
It's one of those things that it obviously doesn't matter going into it. Afterwards, I like to experience
Going
different
out
flavors.
of it, going into it.
Going in and out of it,
So it's like
It
when
doesn't
you
matter
eat,
going
fast
into
I mean,
food,
going
you
in is
want it,
actually
then
harder
you
than
don't.
going out if you're loose, right?
Yeah, here we go. I got one for Jesse.
Oh, no.
Raj Singh says Mike asked Jesse why she doesn't come on the calls anymore. We miss her.
Oh.
That's what Raj wants to know.
Because I felt like you guys were getting complacent.
No, we're not definitely we're not complacent. We're angry.
Well, if I go on there, I like to tell the truth, and I think it hurts some feelings.
Well, we like that. That's what we want.
What that mouth do?
What that mouth? Here
Hurt
we go.
your feelings.
JW, $5 for the ladies. As a good-looking, tall, fit, 20-something guy with no social skills, what can I do to get the
No
benefit of
social
doubt with
skills or
women?
no social media?
With no social skills, what can I do to get benefit of the doubt with women?
God.
Be
Get
funny.
social skills?
No social skills.
Get social skills.
Get
There we go.
MOA.
It's pretty funny.
Be funny.
Social skills.
That
Be
obviously
funny.
is, yes,
You-
that is correct. Here we go.
you answer.
Shameless Eric Sandoval, $20. Thank you, brother. Shameless MOA plug here. Mentoring, stop being victims, gentlemen. Beautiful. I appreciate it. MOA mentoring, stop being victims, gentlemen. And I believe that is my last super chat.
Damn.
I was going to ask you, have you ever had any of your guys, and maybe you too, have you ever had guys come to you and ask you how to overcome approach anxiety?
Yeah, all the time, of course.
With very.
Bro, you can make
the
$1 million.
The
you can
better
make
looking the girl is, the more anxiety.
Rollo, you could make $1 million in a year right now if you had a program to fix approach anxiety.
100%.
If you could fix that, of course. That's top. Got to be
yeah.
top 10 all time things that men ask us for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best answer I've ever heard was to
done.
to talk to every old or ugly woman you see throughout your day. Like you come out of your apartment.
Hey man,
you
go
to the
tell
elevator.
Alex from Playing with Fire that he'll fucking do a whole fucking video on you about Rollo said to go to get with fighters.
But seriously, because you can either tell me this is true or not, Mike, because you've got more experience in this than I do, right? I don't teach guys how to talk to women. I teach them how to fuck them, right? Totally different skill set. But it's a muscle, right? And it resets every day. And the more social you are in general, the better you are with.
Okay,
networking is an evolution.
I got a question for the ladies here. What is one thing? What quality about a guy if he's coming to you and he's approaching you? What sets off the creepy vibe for you? What sets off the creep detector? That would be your
Your eyes.
Eyes. Why? What's how so? Describe that.
I would look stupid trying to mimic it, but
Do it.
Oh yeah, that one sucks.
Ooh.
You can't you can't
looking away.
You want to look at my tits, but you want to look at my eyes, but you want to look at my tits. Kind of I've been doing it to her all day. I'm trying to still look at her.
No, yeah.
But in a creepy way, and I want to devour you, not sexy way.
Okay.
And it's an approach.
I have a purpose for this, but can you name a quote other than the eye? That's actually pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that is true.
What creeps you out about a guy? If he's coming to you and say, hey, I want
Probably the wrong person to ask because I don't like being flirted with or any game spit at me at all. Yeah. Like my last few long relationships, like they literally could have cared less. We what's the word, bonded or had things in common.
You had common friends.
Yeah, and it started as a friendship. That's how I work. I'm not like most women, though. I don't like being hit on. If you come up, hey, let me buy you a drink, you're beautiful. I'm like, literally get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, me too.
If like, literally, I can't do it. If you have any kind of game or you come off like a player or you like you're cocky, like I'm very masculine, so I'm just like, bro, I got all the game that you have.
Times 10.
What if a guy? Okay, so if you meet a guy and you're kind of into him, what could he do that would like set off the creep vibe? He gets past the like initial stages of like approaching you and hanging out with you, and you're like, oh, maybe this guy's good, and then you go, whoa, wait a minute.
When you're not responding or you're giving polite answers because you don't want to be a dick, but you're not really solidifying plans and they don't take hints. That's the biggest thing, when you don't see the hints, when you aren't taking the signs that I'm trying to friend zone you,
just get it.
Or that I just need time or I need space or I'm not ready yet.
If
you aren't hearing,
keep going. You're just being polite.
Right, or even if I maybe could be interested in the guy, but I'm just pessimistic or a man hater and I'm not there yet, read the vibes. If you're not picking up the vibes, it's such a turn off to me. But if you like, all right, I see your game, let me leave you be, like that's actually more of a turn off for me. It's not taking the hints.
There's a book, by the way, before we go on, there's a book by Jeffrey Wilson and Tucker Max called Mate that goes over this exact thing. Jeffrey Miller and Tucker Max called Mate that goes over this exact topic, what you just said right there. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, because you've got more experience in this. Do you think it's more common for guys to not see the signs at all? Let's say they go up and talk to a woman and she's just trying to be polite.
Yeah.
Right, to not be offensive, right? Do you think it's more common for guys to not see the signs, or is it more common for guys to think that every girl is not interested in them at all and not see like the positive side?
That's great. There's a book called The Evolution of Desire by Dr. David Buss, and they do a survey exactly on this thing. And what happened was there was Safeway. You remember the show? I don't know if you have a Safeway in Australia. You guys have all been to Safeway. The way it worked is they had a program where they stated everybody would say, "Hey, Mr. Smith, thanks for shopping at Safeway." The cashiers would, whenever they would close people out. So when men said it to other men, "Thank you, Mr. Smith, for coming to Safeway," no fucking problem. When men said it to women, "Thank you, Mrs. Smith, for coming to Safeway," no fucking problem. When women said it to women, "Thank you, Mrs. Smith, for coming to Safeway," no fucking problem. When female cashiers said to male patrons, "Thank you, Mr. Smith, for coming to Safeway," these dudes would follow them out to the fucking parking lot, wait for them to get off work, start stalking them, all kinds of stuff. No. From an evolutionary standpoint, average, middle-of-the-road males, which, by the way, most males are not alpha males, those guys would, in every instance, miscommunicate every instance for a sexual advance. It gets even crazier than this. They have these two people, and they're in a photograph, and they're studying together, a man and a woman. They have neutral expressions on their face. They asked the men, what percentage of these men believe that the woman was sexually interested in the man? It was like 63%. They asked the woman, what percent of these of you guys think that this woman is sexually interested in the man? It was like 17%, right? They gave the woman bigger breasts, put makeup on her, gave her longer hair. Ask the men again, what percentage of you think she's sexually interested? It got up to like 89%. They asked women, what percent of you think she's sexually interested? It stayed at 17. Men not only misinterpret everything a woman does for a sexual advance, the more attractive she is, the more they misinterpret. Do you guys understand?
Because sometimes they have to err on the side of interest.
Sometimes existing and just being pretty, a man mistakes that for a sign that you want to have sex with him. That's how crazy it is.
If you approach me and I'm with a girlfriend and I tell you I'm with her, this is my girlfriend, my girlfriend, not like my buddy, my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, but I can do both of you. And you're not getting the hint that I'm telling you to back off. And I say, no, we're good. And you continue. That's not you not taking the hint.
Yeah.
That's not you
I agree with you.
too dumb to understand. You're just disrespectful.
Hey, we need to get you an MOA affiliate code.
And dumb.
Laura,
you can make some money off that guy.
Laura,
you know what? You're not getting the hint. MOA.com. MOA
Take my card. I know somebody.
Take my card.
Laura, what can a guy do to creep you out?
Honestly, I get pissed off anytime a guy approaches me in public, and I have to like try really fucking hard to put on a nice face. And I'm so polite and cordial, and I give very clear hints. And then just the continuous talking.
So not taking a hint.
Not taking a hint, and this weird voice that they do.
Really?
God, this feels like pickup from the opposite point of view, doesn't it? You guys in the back, doesn't this feel like she's describing cold approach pickup, but from the opposite standpoint?
I'm gonna go somewhere with this, but go ahead.
What's his voice? I want to know what's his voice.
What's it sound like?
It's like they try to baby talk you. It's like baby talk.
I don't know how to
almost.
describe it, but I'm sure
It's low testosterone. That's what it is.
It's like talking to your pet. It's like talking to your dog or your cat.
Hey, you guys want to go get a drink with me?
I've heard guys literally try to lower their voice.
And that too.
And you hear them. You just heard them talking with their friend, and then they talk to you, and they're like, "Oh, hey," and I'm like, "What?
There's two.
You didn't just sound like that 5 seconds ago."
But you can tell that it's a different type of voice that they're doing, and that's very
weird.
obvious. It's sometimes it's high and it's condescending, and other times it's like low and slow and trying to. But it's either or. But it's either the weird voice happens very often.
Amber, what can a guy do? Amber, what's the number one thing that freaks you out if a guy's like creepy? Like he sets off the creep trigger.
So, I am like very socially awkward. I do not like being touched. If you like the guys that do the lower back touch,
bro, hold on, guys, hold on. Can I point this out?
Scratch your eyes out.
Can I point this out?
Yeah.
15 fucking years of Kino escalation products that motherfuckers have been selling online for
forever.
15 years. Sitting there telling us about these Kino No, motherfucker. If you just have a person introduce you to this girl, you are 100,000 times more likely to get with her than if you go up and do cold approach and start touching her on the back like Roberto said on the video.
You are not Joe Biden.
First way to get sued and a sexual harassment.
Bro, I'm telling you, men have bought millions of dollars of Kino escalation products.
You do not put your hand on it.
Kylie, what freaks you out? What makes a guy a creep?
So, I'm currently a bartender where I'm the only girl like that. I like on my shifts, I'm the only girl that bartends. So, I've seen all kinds of like really weird, like just the weirdest shit. But you know what? Like the one thing that just really bugs me, I'm like, what? Like what? You know,
stare?
Is when they'll just stare at you and like just watch you.
But they don't.
You see them like they'll just move their head with you, like, and I'm like. What, motherfucker? Like, do I have something like on me? Like, what?
No.
Fix it. What's up? What's going on?
It's worse when they stare at you, and then like in your mind you're like, okay, I'll play the game. I'm gonna stare at you too and make you uncomfortable, and then they don't get uncomfortable, and then they're like, they think that it's an. They like it.
Amber Rose likes me.
Amber
Rose is BTF.
Now make eye contact.
But then it's like now I can't break eye contact because now I can't lose. So now we're just fucking staring at each other, and then I'm just like,
then he thinks I'm shy.
You know something else I've seen too though that's kind of weird. I don't know if y'all have ever experienced this, but they'll like start to talk to you about like just they'll pick up on something that is that y'all like or that y'all are like fond of, and they're like, I'm about to start doing this, like I'm about to start going to the gym a lot because you're fit or whatever, and I'm like,
oh yeah, that's obnoxious.
Good job.
No,
go to the gym.
I play with my hair a lot, and I have so many men. One time when I was actually bartending, I had them like, let me sit you down, line you up, because each one of you is going to say the same thing to me. Watch this happen. They come up to me, think they're fucking psychologists, and say, what are you nervous about? Huh? What are you nervous about?
Like, they start
nervous about
weird.
Yeah, they're like, I see. Are you okay? Like, and every single time, and I just always fidget. I always play with my hair. Sometimes I'm zoned out. I'm not nervous about shit.
You're like, I actually am waiting for you to say something fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find a way out of it.
It's so common.
All right, hold on. Sterling, Mike, have you ever felt creeped out by a guy? And I don't mean like in a sexual way or coming on to, but like felt this guy's like off. There's creep vibe. And what is it about that guy that made you feel like he was kind of creepy?
Well, I've had this experience in a couple of the conferences we've done, right? Where
there's something
we're guest speakers and we're
this
talking
guy.
at a conference, and there's a bunch of guys there who knows us from my YouTube or whatever, and they're there to get advice. And you sit there, and some dude will come up to you, and he'll just sit there and like stare at you.
It's weird.
And he'll maybe ask you, he'll ask you a question. You'll answer his question, and he won't leave.
Yeah.
He'll just stay around awkwardly with awkward eye contact.
Welcome to what it's like to be a woman.
Totally.
And then sometimes they get aggressive and they put their hands on you.
Amber, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Go ahead. Give me
so having a bunch of clients, it's one of the things I point out to them. I'm like, hey man, just want to let you know I asked you a question and now you're fucking looking at me. And because on my calls, one of the things we do different. There's sometimes 99 guys on the call.
You're trying to teach social skills.
And a guy will sit there. One of the things I make all my guys do is we got to get proper lighting. You need to have your Zoom thing set up so like maybe you're going to do an interview, and then you have to ask me questions while the camera's sitting still. You'd be shocked how hard it is for most guys to figure this out. When they go and they ask me these questions, and then they just sit there and I give them a response, and they just kind of look like this, and I'm like, bro, do you understand? There's a give and take, and you're just in your own mind, and you'll see this a lot of time with people who are autistic. They're just in their own mind. Yeah. They'll sit there and they'll start a conversation with you. They'll use a bunch of pronouns, and they'll be 75% away through the conversation, and you're like, bro, what are you talking about?
Where
and
is this going?
They're referencing a thing that you made in a video 4 years ago that they think you remember because that's how their autistic brain works, because they're so socially uncalibrated.
You'll fill in the blanks for them.
And one of the problems is a lot of these guys are very intelligent. So what they think is my massive intelligence will make up for the fact that I'm socially uncalibrated, when they don't realize that to be cool in a place full of beautiful women, in just a place where you're having fun with a group of people, in order to do that, you have to dumb it down.
Bingo.
And when you tell them that they have to dumb it down, bro, they don't believe. They think, no, my intellect will make these women become attracted to me, and it's not the case. When you tell the story, you have to give context to the story, and it's so hard for some of these dudes to understand that concept.
I want to give an example. So one of my best friend in the world, right? So I met him, about 20 years ago. Am I 35? No, sorry, 15 years ago. Yeah, like 20, 22, something like that, right? And it was through the PUA scene.
Yeah.
Right? And he was exactly like you just described. He was like a physics major, short guy, super autistic. And I remember we went out to the club one night, me, him, and another friend, and we'd go out and talk to chicks, whatever. We'd come back, and he would be standing in front of me the whole night, just staring at me and my friend. The whole night, just staring at us.
Sounds sociopathic.
Super, but it's just it was just autistic.
No.
Autistic.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And we both had a private chat. Like, yo, is so and so just staring at us? I'm like, yeah. We had to sit him down and be like, yo, bro, it's creepy what you're doing. But he didn't know that.
He didn't understand.
He didn't know that. He didn't understand.
He didn't pick up on the social cues.
But now, this is like 15 years later.
He's getting pussy.
He's a lady killer.
Okay.
Absolute lady killer.
Because he learned the skills.
He's learned the skills. It's a skill set that every man can learn. They actually can learn it, and it doesn't even take that long.
And I'll tell you, and I'll
push it.
That's a good place to stop here. Now, all the ladies, when I asked you about what makes a guy feel creepy to you, here's my track with me here. Women have a different gendered concept of creepiness than guys have a concept of creepiness. Like when a guy creeps me out, it's like the homeless guy on the street who's talking to himself really, really loud or something. Or it's like maybe it's like somebody who just is not quite, there. It's fine. I've got better at it over the years, talking to people who have on the spectrum, right? That it's just by order of degree, just little incremental things like there. I think this is actually evolutionarily true. Is we have this innate understanding of how a human being ought to fucking behave. So if a guy is drunk, you can tell the dude is drunk. Like after a while, you don't have to go smell him. You can just say he's slurring his speech. He's kind of like he's lost his shit. You can kind of figure out from behavior that he's drunk. The same thing applies to creepiness. However, women have a different sense, and I think probably a greater sensitivity to creepiness, because creepiness it's an infraction on their on their sexual strategy, right? You don't want to get with the guy who's a potential rapist. You don't want to get with the guy who could potentially kill him.
The danger zone.
I'm not worried about the guy talking to himself on 4th Street in Reno is going to kill me, because I could probably kick his ass, right? Women aren't that way, right? So I think women have a much more refined sense of creepiness, because they don't want to carry the child of a guy who's mentally weird or mentally off balance, is not getting it, doesn't get the cues, has the stare, has the voice, has the vocal intonations, all that other stuff. They're picking up on really, really nuanced shit, whereas we're like, yeah, well, if the guy's staring at me and he's like, looks like he's he looks like Jeffrey Dahmer, then you get creeped out by that. Guys get creeped out by like serial killer vibes, whereas like women get creeped out by the guy who just does this. Right? That's enough to go fucking call the fucking cops, right? And the problem I think most guys have right now, and I'll be in the chat here. Problem is when they have to learn this shit. It's literally, in some cases, a matter of life or death, because they're criminalizing the idea of the deficit of actually having the social skills not to give off the creep vibes. You got it. Oh, what the fuck are we doing now?
I don't know. He was playing some game with me. I don't understand. I'm supposed to admit that I drink sugar-free Red Bulls? I don't understand. Hey, this aspartame.
Does that make you a cuck? Are you a cuck?
I just make
That's not
dinner.
sugar-free.
That's not sugar-free.
No. Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say these brain tumors aren't going to grow themselves.
Don't drink from a can. They're disgusting.
Okay, cool.
It's
Oh,
one.
well.
It's
They're
one
so
more.
dirty.
It's one more of those
Like
gender
cans are dirty?
concepts that
Do you know
that
how many
men
people
have
touch
a
the
different
warehouse,
experience
the
of
rats
than
and
women have.
insects that
But
go
the
in.
inside of the can?
No, you put your mouth to the top of the
But
can.
the inside.
We're building immune
You're putting your
systems.
mouth on the top of the can.
Yeah, you
Immune
are.
systems, babe.
I know it doesn't do any good. But
Travis, give us super chats.
I've had them for a while, guys.
Let's do
Okay,
it. Bring
let's
it
go
back.
to Super
Everybody listen up.
Chats.
Super Chats.
Same.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let's pay attention. Okay,
Because
cool.
We get to super chats during the
Mirror
show,
B.
not the end of the show.
Mirror B, we skipped you, and I'm sorry, but we're going back to you.
Do it.
For $10, it says, "Hey panel, Alex from Playing with the Fire channel made a video about infighting, tribalism, and drama in the manosphere. Does panel have the MS is doomed to implode because of all the
Is this English?
ideologies? Manosphere.
No, it's not. Because there are the people who are ideas guys who are generally about it, and then there's people who are just simply grifters who are about the fucking brand. They're all brand.
You ever watched World Wrestling Federation back in the day and Hulk Hogan?
Yes.
And
Randy
Ultimate
Macho Man Savage.
Randy Savage would have a beef. The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, they would have like a beef. In this arena on YouTube, one of the best ways for you to gain followers very quickly is to have a beef with someone who has more followers than you.
Put Rollo Tomasi in the title and then say he's a fuckwit.
Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem, for example.
For sure. Does that make sense? So a lot of people, there's a few, not as many, way more guys come after him. There's a few people
Like the
come
Jake
after me.
Paul, like he always pick fights with people.
A little bit to that extent, but almost like when Andrew Tate picked a fight with Jake Paul.
Yeah,
that would be
him picking a fight with a professional boxer.
I'm pretty sure that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. So the point I'm trying to make is these guys pick beefs, and sometimes they're pointless. They're literally just picking beefs just to get more views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because like I promise you, if we actually broke down
Brand development.
what Alex Playing with Fire ultimately believes, it would probably align with you. It's just he has misinterpreted what you've said, and so that's the reason.
No,
why
he's
we
been
get to-
he's confidently ignorant of my work, is what it is.
Okay.
He's been fed a lot of bullshit by people who are like disingenuous, such as Anthony Johnson.
Yeah.
That's exactly why he thinks the way he does. And you're probably right. If I sat across from him, I would say, you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let me explain to you what is going on, and then maybe some progress could be made.
So the question was, will the beef cause the manosphere to break apart? And I'm like, the manosphere doesn't have like union cards. Like I don't play manosphere fucking.
We are not
like,
your army. We are not your legion.
Seriously, like I don't like. There's no manosphere membership discount that I
You
get.
didn't? Oh man, you didn't get.
Yeah, I
yours?
didn't get my discount. So
Fucking
like,
man.
it doesn't work like that. No, it's not going to fall apart. If anything, the beef is just going to be like rivalries in the NFL, or it's going to be like, the other day when you saw Hafiz and Pearl, or when you saw Brittany Renner up there with fucking Andrew Tate. Like these are things that cause more people to watch because they expected there to be a nuclear explosion.
They love drama.
And that's what happened. They love the
I
drama.
waited an hour and a
much
half in
rather-
that video waiting for her to pop off on him, and she didn't say shit for the first
Yeah.
half.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah. Deshaun literally just sent it to me.
I would much
3 or
rather
4
have
days ago.
Amber Rose
to
than
defend, the
Brittany
thing is
Renner.
as well, to defend Andrew, like think about that context for a second. Like that tells you how, like, because Andrew didn't get angry. He was very respectful, very super articulate. That is who he is. Like he's extremely intelligent and articulate, and he's able to take somebody like Brittany Renner and bring her around to like the side of rational thought for like a few minutes.
Who's Brittany Renner?
The girl was a really fat
Thank you. I love you that much
Used to
more now.
promote-
I
we go.
absolutely. I'm in
I don't
love
know her
with you.
either.
I'm
Now
in
we're
love
dead.
with you.
I don't know who that is either. Okay.
So
I
in
listen.
love with
She
you.
wrote a book about it. She used to be a host. She didn't care. Then she got pregnant by an athlete. And then now she's like, my body's
Oh
my
my
temple.
god! Oh my god! Oh my god! The girl that she
She said she had sex with 3
PJ
dudes on
Washington
the same.
has-
She
On the
said
same
she had
team or
same
something
team,
like that.
and then she got a yeast infection from them, and then she bragged about giving head to all these dudes.
I'm
and she
done.
got
That
PJ
shit
Washington, the power forward
yes,
for the Hornets.
Okay, so
she
he got her
him
pregnant, and then like he left her.
No,
and-
she. I mean, he had to. I mean, she was embarrassing him.
Yeah.
Like that. Like that's essentially what was happening. So the problem that I have, like, go ahead. The 2 things that happened. Number 1, Deion Sanders had her come speak to his college football team to let the team know what a hoe looked like and to avoid. That was the first
Shut
thing.
up.
Have you watched it? Yes.
No.
Deion Sanders afterwards said, if I had met this girl 20 years ago, I'd have $100 million more. That's what he said.
This is crazy because I'm a Cowboys fan, and that's just
Watch the video. Watch the video of Brittany Renner.
that's
Watch-
a dog move.
Watch
Okay.
the video of Brittany. Hold on. Second.
Let me finish up.
The second thing. Afterwards, she goes off, and now when she's in the debate with Andrew, I never felt like she put up a fight at all. I think she actually at several points said, like, what can I do?
Yeah.
I've lost here.
Yeah.
And the thing that like drove me so crazy is when she goes,
I want to see that.
I believe I have a voice that's important in this space. And I'm like, what
shit.
the fuck are you talking about? How is your voice? Please tell me what space your voice is important in. You sit there and humiliated yourself, and now you're telling me you don't regret what you did, but your voice is important? I like to talk about quantum mechanics. My voice is not relative. My voice is not needed in that space.
All right, let me save you a lot of oxygen right now, okay? Brittany Renner is bipolar. For fuck's sake, please get that through your fucking head. She is bipolar. She has NPD.
I hiccuped.
Stop giving this bitch juice, please. She is clinically fucking disturbed. If I have to see this fucking, if I gotta see this shit again, go look at all of her videos from like a year ago, 2 years ago, even just the short ones. For Christ's sake, go look at those. She is fucking bipolar. Can we stop giving her fucking juice? Okay, thank you very much.
Nick.
And Pearl's a hack. Travis, go.
Shout out to Pearl. We're going to go on Pearl's show. Pearl, if you're watching this, we're going to go on your show.
Pearl, come on here. I'll tell you why you're a hack.
No, Pearl, can't wait to meet you, Pearl. Shout out to Chicago, Pearl. Shout out to Chi-Town, Pearl.
I've been on Pearl's show. Pearl was extremely respectful. I would happily do Pearl's show again.
Cool, we're going to do it.
If she falls apart with Heffy, she'll definitely fall apart.
Okay, Pearl, we can't wait to meet you, but we can't wait to...
Travis, rock and roll.
Dr. Durden.
Oh, Travis,
Dr. Durden for $9.99. Passport Bros. Geomaxing is no different than the Western women flying out to Dubai to get defaced on.
Defaced on.
Sorry, defecated.
Yeah, defecated.
We live in a global sexual marketplace.
Cancel.
That's our
Travis, play us out, Travis.
Quickly.
One more time. Terrell, Xavier. Sorry if you guys read these.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Are the girls being flown out to Dubai being trafficked? What would we call the girls with Tinder passport location in Dubai while living in USA?
What?
No, I don't think they're being trafficked. They're doing up their own will. Go ahead.
Go for it.
Regarding the whole, like the Dubai situation you just mentioned, right? So I have a friend whose wife used to be a madam in Dubai.
A madam. There's madams in Dubai.
What's up?
Yes.
I'm sure it's popular.
Female pimp. Female.
Like she runs like the prostitutes.
She like sells out men or what?
She runs a brothel.
She sells women.
A woman who sells out women.
She sells
woman who sells a woman. Yeah.
Shit.
There's a great movie called Best Whorehouse in Texas. You should
look it up.
What that previous comment was saying was like, passport bros are going to Dubai and are getting shat on. The men who go to Dubai are not the ones that are doing those kinds of extreme perverted things.
For sure.
It's not going to name names or whatever, but people who...
The ones who drive the expensive cars and live there.
Rock and roll.
I mean, they're the ones that are doing these more extreme things because... maybe I'm incorrect about this, but I think there is some element of... And I have a lot of respect for Islam, by the way, and I have a lot of respect for the state of Dubai, so I don't want this to get taken out of context, but in my understanding, there is something in Islam where it's like the further away you are from people, the less haram something is.
The further away you are from Mecca?
From public eyes.
Okay, got it.
In general. So things tend to happen offshore.
Okay.
On boats. And
oh, got it. All right.
Okay.
That is less haram than doing it onshore.
That's interesting.
Apparently. I mean, I'm
so it's kind of like you can have a casino in the Mississippi River if it's on a riverboat.
Yeah, exactly.
See, there. Haram. Go ahead, Travis. Give us another one.
We're keeping it going with
Play us out,
Black
Piano Cat.
Sigma, $5. I want to ask Rollo again. Have you seen the interview Tate did with Matt? I think we talked about that.
Yep.
Gary, we talked about Gary. Glenn Lawrence for $10. I think that men and women can be friends. Yep. I had sex scene in a movie with a female friend, and after the scene, she was very clingy.
Got that.
For the rest of the shoot. Yes, thank you so much for the donation.
Yeah, I saw his picture. I call bullshit.
Mirror B, $2 saying, Travis, read my scroll up, daddy-o, ha-ha. Alpha's Club only.
Don't call me daddy.
Alpha's Club only, $6.99. Thank you so much. Shout out to Sterling for saving me from the burning building. We talked about that. There's no burning building. Gary Jr. again with $5. Our favorite guy, Can we get an age check? And Rollo, we already talked about that. Big Boy 702, $1.99. Cap emoji. Too much BS on the panel.
Yawn.
Gary Jr. again with another $5 super chat. Thank you so much.
She's like, our generation invented it. Thank you.
Right?
I'm done.
Go, Travis.
We're still going. I'm trying to keep the show going, guys. For US dollars $9.99, we have cityboy_farmer. Thank you so much for donating. This panel is the standard deviation for being an AA meeting. Thank you. We talked about that. US dollar $19.99 from Joshua. Just Joshua. Did anyone notice when Rollo brought up the hair tie, all the women checked their wrists?
but he wasn't.
Oh man, see?
We all have hair.
Seriously.
Sterling's like that one and that one and that one.
But
All right.
you have to be the one. You have to be going on a date with them.
Yeah,
That's
they have
the
to
key
show
part,
up with it, right?
You have to show up to your date with
Wait,
the
you
wrist
said it was
tie.
good or
There's some
bad?
prerequisites.
Good. Like,
No, it's
why
very
would you?
It means that she's a head doctor. That's what it means.
Yeah,
It
she's gonna
means
blow-
that
she's gonna blow
you're
you.
about to.
She's
Do you think that's what it means?
I know.
Like my thought when I was like,
know
it's
that's
like,
what it
it's
means.
I put it on and off all day. Like I literally just fidget with
my
it.
hair
I
stays
don't
in a
know
bun,
if it's
right?
My hair stays in a bun.
Would you turn up to
My hair's
a
never done.
first date with a wrist tie on your wrist?
If I forgot it on,
Probably not.
I turn
In
up
the
to a
most-
first
yeah,
date
If
probably
like
my
not.
this.
hair is not already in a ponytail or bun, then that means that my hair tie is going to be on my wrist, so that at any point,
for
if I
sure.
need to put my hair back, I can.
I put it
You
under
think
the
that I
braid.
drive? You think I drove you like this?
what you're saying is
Hold on, you think I drove
you're
here
trying to get ahead of the game.
like this?
Like, all ready to go?
That's
No,
all
I
right.
took my
They
hair
were
down out of the car.
self-snitching
Jesse,
anyway.
you're trying to get ahead of the game. Is that what you're saying?
I'm done with you, Sterling.
Travis, go.
You're making sure you got that
And
wrist
we're-
tie
and we're going.
before
We are
you head
going.
out on your
We are
date.
going.
You want to
We are
make sure you
going.
have that wrist tie before you head out on your date.
Go, Trev.
Okay. Thank you again for Gone Sovereign for $100 super chat. We already talked about it, but thank you so much. Gary
Is it
Jr.
over?
for $5. At Gone Coke and Hookers bra Alpha Widow. Explain pretty please. I don't think you've explained Alpha Widow.
What's with the
I just did.
He did.
He explained
All right,
it.
Big Chief for $4.99. Thanks so much. Thou shalt not slander Sterling. Show these 304s. What's up, top gigolo?
Top gigolo.
What does it mean?
Thou shalt not slander me.
What is hamsters? Everyone kept saying that we are hamsters. What's that mean?
What does that
We'll
mean?
explain. Keep going, Travis.
Rollo really is whipping the cracking the whip. Euro for $10 or 10 pounds or whatever. Rock on round table debate inquisitive. That was Juan. Thank you so much.
We got love
We
finally.
got one positive.
That was
We
nice.
love
Thank
that.
you.
No, you got plenty of positives. They just didn't pay for it. That's the thing. Plenty of guys said you guys were cool.
Guys, people will pay to hate.
Someone
They
wants
pay
to
to
get
hate.
People will
smacked.
pay to hate.
Someone wants to get smacked today. Someone is looking to get their ass handed to them.
Hey, wait,
Let me turn this. You know what? Let me turn this off.
What's the
Let me turn
word?
this off.
What's
it got
the
to you finally.
what's the word
No.
for like betas, but like really really low betas? Is it incels?
Incels.
Yeah.
Like gay guys?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not like
Involuntary celibate.
Just
That's
gay
what I
guys.
call them.
I call them gay?
They
don't know what y'all have
They
a
are
word.
definitely
I'm-
not involuntary.
I'm probably gonna get a
celibate.
lot of hate, but I feel like the
Merch.
hatred coming from all these comments. There's a lot of incels.
There's a lot of
in
gay
here.
guys.
Someone just commented,
Fun fact.
control these
boy.
women.
Fun fact: I get called an incel.
Oh, I did too.
What did he say?
If no one
Yes.
is aware of what incel even stands for, it's involuntarily celibate.
Yeah.
And
You're voluntarily
I'm
celibate.
involuntarily celibate, but I'm getting paid to fuck at the same time. Make that work.
Travis, go. Give me another one. Hit me, boy.
Still coming, just like the guys in the chat to these women. Okay, Kenny Lester for $5, growling like a bulldog, eating a mayonnaise sandwich. I believe that was
Roast
during the
beef.
vagina
Thank
talk.
you,
Yep.
roasties. Okay, I got that one. Thank you. Ha ha.
Gone Sovereign for $50. Last one.
That's what I wanted to get to.
I hate social media. I refuse to engage in it. I'm good with being shamed by it. What do the ladies think of the dudes who don't subscribe to social media?
There we go. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's good.
She just called you an alcoholic.
The guys who don't subscribe to social media,
Fine.
go.
I think it's fine.
The guys that don't subscribe.
What do you
to
think
them,
about those guys?
That don't have a social
Don't have
media
social
account.
media.
Any social media
They're
presence.
the unicorns that you should
Follow.
Thank you.
You should take care of and,
Yep.
and cherish.
Cherish.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Why? Why
Because
cherish?
because in a day where social media is everything stimulating and so overly saturated with
Sensory
things,
overload.
yeah, it's a complete sense. You have more time What that shows
he has more time to spend with you.
No, you have more.
Probably just like super cool.
You're not mindlessly
like that dude's super cool.
Although hold on, mindlessly
what's he up to?
scrolling on our date. You're not mindlessly scrolling.
Do guys really?
It could go the other way.
It's never happened to me, but I've seen it happen.
Do guys actually? I mean, for all the women here, pay attention.
Like an only child, super weird.
Control your women.
Go, Sterling.
Control your women.
What is it, Sterling? What is it? What is
Go for
it?
it,
Do
Sterling.
guys genuinely, on a date, right, first date, whatever, do you find the average man like scrolling on his phone, ignoring you?
Yes.
I see them
always have their
working,
phones away.
and I
Working is different from
working is different for a certain extent. Don't invite me on a date if you're going to be attached to your phone. I understand you having to answer a text or an email real quick. That's one thing. But I have seen men scrolling
Instagram while you're
just
on a date.
mindlessly while you're like waiting to get sat at a restaurant. I'm like, if I'm here, not me. So that happened to me. But I'm saying I have seen men do this when they're with another woman, and like instead of putting the focus on her, they're still doing stuff on their phone. So social media is detrimental.
On dates they definitely have their phone away, but it's like intentional just to be polite.
Yeah, well,
which is nice.
That's what I do. I will always put it face down like that.
Oh,
so it doesn't.
Sus.
Okay,
Leave it in your
flag
number one.
You're out.
You know what? I agree with you here.
Pocket.
I agree with you because if a woman does this to me, I think that's a red flag.
I don't want to see.
We all do. Every time we all see a phone down, we're like, what the fuck's on that? What's over there?
Because he's getting some kind of text from somebody. I agree with you.
Don't show me what's under there.
You can't even fucking scratch your ass without something else. I didn't scratch his ass. Wait a minute.
Mine's always
anything suspicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
My phone.
I just don't want to see your phone.
But I will. But
just don't put
occasionally,
your phone on the table. Just leave it in your fucking pocket.
I will have to answer it
Put
if
that
it's
shit
important.
away.
So it's vulgar.
Mine is always face up because I enjoy
that
seeing.
shit out my face.
I enjoy seeing somebody.
So I'll do that if I have to go to the bathroom or whatever. I'll check it when I go to the bathroom or you
At this,
you disappear.
But see, that's the problem. Why do you have to check it to go to the bathroom? You have to scroll on Instagram when you go to the bathroom?
No, for work, I'm saying.
Oh, okay, that's different.
That's different.
Like, if you want to excuse yourself on a date to go to the bathroom, just scroll on Instagram.
I'll delay it. I'll delay work. If I invite a girl on a date, I have blocked this time off.
Yeah, it better be
away
important.
from my job.
Yeah.
Which is, it's my business.
I would hope so.
It's my goddamn business.
I would hope so.
So I'm literally losing money to entertain you. That's the point.
Wow.
Right? That is the point. It's
Wow. Losing money.
So, when you go to the bathroom, okay, bam. Check messages, reply to people, keep the business going, let's go. Bam, bam. You come back?
Your dick is that busy? That you can't go on a date and not have
he books the dick
an hour?
It's booked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, people. You guys heard it first.
Way of phrasing it.
You heard it first.
Your peni is that busy? Is that busy?
Well, I have two. I have multiple penises.
I mean, I'm sure you use more than just your penis, but like...
Peni means two.
Okay, well...
Wow.
That's number one. Number two, you're that busy?
That's news to me.
It's not a word.
That's not a word.
And if it's big enough, it could count as two. If it's big enough, it counts as two.
Travis, are we good?
We got like 3 more.
All right, rock and roll.
All right, from 25 RON, not sure where that's from. Elin Octavian Moldovan. I just started work and was looking for some music when I see RM, Rational Male Live, laughing my ass off so far. Cooper is on fire. Ladies, thanks for being on. Cheers.
Yes.
Guys, okay, here we go.
Dyed her hair.
So we called in.
Dyed her hair.
Kaylin Frank has dyed her hair black, and so she's still here right now.
Damn it.
So we're going to do something a little different. I think Kaylin had something she had to do real quick, but still, happy birthday to Kaylin. And Kayla Abney with no IG is going to be here. Kayla, what do you think about a guy who has no social media? What do you think about that? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Can you say it into the microphone?
She said no.
Eat the mic. There.
Can you try it? No?
Absolutely not.
She's not going to say anything.
All right.
This is how off the grid she is.
She's going to fill the chair.
She doesn't want her voice
The
to be
chair
there.
is
You
much,
look good. Fill that chair.
She doesn't need those problems.
I have so many questions for you.
Yeah, go ahead, ask her.
Like, how did this? Sorry,
Kayla.
Roughly, Kayla, how old are you?
Roughly.
Don't have to say it. Take camera off her if you want to be.
Hold up fingers.
Like in fingers. Like roughly how old?
Kayla, do you want me to, I know how old you are. Kayla, do you want me to tell him?
But you can't
Michael
say
can tell
it.
me.
If she tells you, you can't
She's
say it.
31? Yeah.
Why are you telling her business if she's not
She
saying
asked
it?
me.
Why are you telling her business?
Because she's not,
She didn't say it. Why are you saying it?
Hey, Kayla, sit on her lap.
Because I was trying to.
Huh? What? I can't hear.
I love how cute she is.
Answer the question.
Very cute.
Look, I'm curious. Like,
Hot.
you know, you're the same, generation as us, right? You grew up without a smartphone, and then all this shit came about, like smartphones and Instagram, all this stuff. How did you go this far without resisting it?
Do you want me to tell him? Okay.
I'm so confused. I don't understand. I can't comprehend what's happening. What the fuck is going on?
I love this.
Where am I?
Incredible.
What's this fucking Matrix?
Sterling wants to date you for sure. He's like marrying me right now.
It's some issues with, I won't say it, some issues with DV, with people following her.
DV?
Oh, domestic violence.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it happened more than once.
Well, not
And the dudes were relentless and
Hey.
literally would not stop. So
It's
that's
called a Glock 9mm, baby. You want me to show you how to shoot a one? You want me to show
accent
you?
came out hard.
I'll show you. I'll teach
The
you.
accent came out
You don't have to worry about anything ever again.
Fair enough. Respect.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's the reason why. Yeah,
Makes sense. That makes sense.
And she's also like, she's got this thing going, like this this momentum where she's the only one of us that doesn't have one.
Yeah.
So she's cool and talks.
She's gonna keep it up.
She talks down on us because she's been able
There
to
you
keep
go.
the streak going. Does that make
We
sense?
love
She
that.
deserves to. She's
completely
super
makes
fucking
sense.
cool.
Yeah, that's essentially.
I
what's
love
going on.
that so
Protect
much.
her at all
I
costs.
really fucking love that. Yeah.
Travis, give us the last one, Travis.
All right, we
Go.
have two more. We have KH with SCKKR. Not sure what that is for 129 whatever currency.
Rock and roll.
How do you become a leader in your circle?
Yeah,
in your
cool.
circle.
How do you?
Join Emily.
Yeah. So here's the thing. The book I would recommend is The Dichotomy of Leadership by Jocko Willink.
I love that book.
And Leif Babin. The reason why it's important is because the reason when you try to become a leader, it's like what Tywin Lannister says in Game of Thrones. No man who has to say he's a king is actually a king. It's the same type of situation. You don't have to say you're the leader. That's not what you do. You're willing to serve other people. In the end, ultimately what masculinity is the willingness to die for your tribe. In the case of leadership, when you have the situation where you're willing to serve, I'm willing to stay behind, clean up after the rest of the team, all these kind of things, that is leadership. That's why it's called the dichotomy of leadership, because part of leadership is followership.
It's servant leadership.
Correct.
Yes.
It is, but you are a servant. Again, when you hear a public official says, "I am a servant to the people," no know whether or not he actually means it. The reality is that's what good leadership is supposed to look like. As a U.S. military officer, it's all being a military officer. I'm getting a master's degree in leadership, but it's a continuing education throughout my entire second lieutenant, first lieutenant, captain, major, lieutenant colonel. In those situations, as you go through them, you see what bad leaders are like. They do not take accountability for their own actions, and they are not willing to lower themselves to solve the smallest problems. And then you see people up at the top, and they just, or you see other types of leaders, and they understand nothing that happens here is not my fault. Yeah. Everything's not my fault. Even when it's not my fault, it is my fault, because even if it's not my I didn't cause it. It's still my responsibility, and no one else is going to fix it but me. That is how you become a good leader.
Extreme
Ownership.
Accountability.
Extreme ownership is the name of the first book. The second book is called The Dichotomy of Leadership.
I got a better one.
Damn.
Choose violence. Travis, give us the last one. Travis.
The last one's happening. For US dollars, $5 in Cyan one says, you can also act like you don't look up to other peers in the manosphere. Rollo, people should know who you are. You should know who Angry Man is, just like Art.
Add that to the preview list. Add that to the preview list right now. Add it to the preview list.
No, okay.
All these MGTOW guys got off because I happened to mention one of these dudes because they did a video on Anthony Johnson, and now they think I'm their best friend. Really, if you guys have questions, come and hit me up. That's fine.
Here's Michael. Can I? Are we wrapping up or not?
No, we can go. We're going till
we got 15.
3 o'clock in the morning. Let's go.
We got 15.
We don't have lives.
Said, how much vodka do you have?
Sterling, your show.
I've ever had. You guys are amazing. I'm having a great time.
Go ahead.
Let's
I know,
keep going.
I want to come back. This is great.
Sure, we'll definitely have you back. What's the question?
Don't come back. Just don't leave.
Oh. I got my hair tied.
Invitation?
I got my hair tied. I got my hair tied.
All right.
All right, sir, did you have a question?
Hair tie gang, we up.
The question I want to ask this question to all the women here.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So I talked about this before we went on trip. This is a size question.
Yes.
This is the way I'm going to phrase it.
Okay. Any
I
size.
shouldn't have even said it.
What are you doing, Jesse? Jesse, what are you doing? Jesse, what are you doing right now? We're asking a size question.
Kitty nice.
Oh, shit.
These are the end of the show questions. Shoot.
Let's go. Right. So, I'm going to propose a hypothetical scenario to all of you ladies.
Okay.
Right. There's two different men.
Okay.
One of these men is 6'3",
Oh, God, we have the height. Okay. Go ahead.
but he's got a 2-inch cock.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate for him.
The other man is 5'8"
That's usually what happens, and he has a
with a 12-inch cock. Which of these two men are you going to date?
Kayla.
Big or small? Just
Say big or small?
Small.
Small?
Is that small or is that big?
That was small. It's because her hands are small.
So the smaller, the shorter guy?
No, the taller guy. She
Taller
said
guy with
small,
the smaller
taller
The
guy.
taller guy with the smaller dick is who she's.
What about you?
Or no,
Jesse?
are you saying the smaller guy?
Yeah, it could be go.
Rollo and Mike can leave now.
don't know.
Ha ha, motherfucker. Very funny.
Jesse Preston.
You answer the question. What do you think, based off of my situation?
I mean, I know what you would think. It's like 5'6" and 13-inch penis. That's what she was saying. Is that not
So
correct?
size.
My current boyfriend is not tall by any means, but he lays it down like it's nobody's business. So
Yeah.
Size queen. Cool.
Here we go.
I would have to go with a tall guy with a small dick.
why? Why? I'm
Stop
not
the
a
cap.
Wait.
I'm not.
Stop the cap.
Let's answer first, and then
We
the
need a
why.
stream deck.
The why is funnier, but let's do the answer first
Yeah. The shorter guy.
with a big cock.
Yeah, I guess.
How do you treat me?
No.
No, that's my answer. That's my fucking answer.
That's the most.
I don't have
that is the most
I don't have a
Kayla-
goddamn thing for
The
this.
answer
I
is
don't care.
they both treat you exactly the same. They're identical
they treat
men.
me.
They're identical guys.
Oh, okay. So we got like Dr. Evil and Mini-Me. Is that what we're talking
They're
about?
the
okay,
same
cool.
guys. So
So
they're exactly the same guys.
Kylie at 21.
I really don't know.
Kylie at 31.
being the fact that I'm literally 5'8", I can't do people like my height and shorter, so I'm gonna have to go with the taller guy.
So now, why?
She doesn't speak.
Hey, she was about to. Did you see the breath? Yeah. She took a breath. She took a breath.
You jinxed it, man. God.
She said.
Please do it. You're so cute.
Oh, okay.
Kayla,
Let's all get quiet again for
Kayla,
her.
let's everybody be quiet. Kayla, take your jacket off for the super chat.
All eyes on Kayla.
For super chat, go ahead. Go ahead.
She
Kayla,
can't.
why?
She can't do it.
I love this.
You killed her.
We'll come back to you.
It
Why? The reason? What's the reason? What's the reasoning behind
It's
it?
about connection for me. I've never cared about money. I've never cared about height. I've never cared about looks. It just so happens that I'm blessed that he is gorgeous. But it's not about that at all for me. I can be connected with man or woman. It could be short or tall. It doesn't matter for me that way. It could be the short guy with the small dick. It doesn't even have to be the opposite of the other one. It's just, for me, it's a connection thing.
What amazing circumstances. Wow.
I love the sarcasm.
Miraculously,
Wow.
the entire story.
The sarcasm. The sarcasm.
Man,
All right,
that's like
let's go.
Solar eclipse.
Solar eclipse.
Rationalize it.
Okay, so not everyone is equipped to deal with all things. I am not equipped to deal with the other scenarios that you posed.
Okay, makes sense.
So,
Yep.
and for a girl, I feel like most girls understand this. If you are a person that has like a vast appetite, and you like to have sex a lot, when it's
She got it wrong.
when it's about like
keyhole
this,
and a watermelon. I get it. I understand.
When it's about like this,
I totally understand.
I can't. What am I supposed to do 6 times a day with something that's 12 inches long? I can't do that.
It's not enjoyable.
I can try to fit it in my
Physical
mouth,
limits to
I
what you
guess.
can-
But
what
yeah,
you
there's
can
a lot of
It's not
physical
enjoyable.
limits.
Sterling,
It's not
you've hit
enjoyable.
upon a podcast, let's see, Maxim now. This is known as the Kobayashi Maru, okay? It is the no-win situation.
You said Kobayashi, so now I'm
It's
just
a
thinking
no-win
like,
situation for them.
What? Wait, what?
No, hold on. Amber had the correct answer.
Do you know
both
who
of them,
Kobayashi is?
both of them. No. Kobayashi Maru is not the dude who eats the hot dogs.
It's a no-win situation.
That's hilarious. She thought it was
She saw
Kobayashi, the fucking
That was
hot
like
dog eater.
Kobayashi.
She thought Kobayashi Maru was the hot dog eating content. That's hilarious. My life is complete.
What does this have to do with the blowback?
Listen. You had the correct answer. Both of them at the same time. That's the correct answer. Anyway, go ahead.
That was not the answer.
Keep going. Go ahead.
Why did you give your reason?
Selena Powell. Go ahead, Selena Powell.
Right?
No,
You said the tall guy?
no, I did not say the tall guy. There are a
she
few
said the
things I
tall guy.
care less about than a guy's height.
Me too.
Like, I could not give less of
How
a
tall are
fuck.
you? How tall are you?
I'm 5'3", 5'4".
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm 5'10".
Yeah, that's why
but-
everybody's taller than you, babe.
But I wear heels all the time, and I'm always in my like 4-inch heels.
So
Like
you're
I go to the
5'4".
even grocery. Yeah, right. No, but yeah, and there's nothing I give less of a fuck about than how tall the guy is. And I don't know, I just don't get it. So I don't know, 5'8", 5'9". I'm like, that sounds like a good height. That was more my answer. Like, yeah, he seems like a
Aiming
decent
for that
guy.
anyway.
Yeah, I'm like, so yeah, that guy with that height. You said yeah, nice, whatever.
We never got to my relationship. You said he had a nice guy.
You said he seems like a nice guy.
Hey guys,
Let's go with that guy.
Wait, she slipped away. We never got to hear her speak.
We're joined, we're joined again by Daenerys Targaryen.
Oh my God.
The Queen of Dragons. Did you answer the question? Do you have an answer?
What was the question?
You ask him the
Oh,
question.
yeah,
question?
ask
The
her.
breaker of
What was the
chains.
question?
Oh, so the question was.
The breaker of vaginas.
The question was.
I choose violence.
Would you rather a guy, two identical men, in every other aspect, income, personality, everything's the same.
Looks,
right?
everything.
Two guys, right? One is 6'3" with a 2-inch.
I already know the answer.
Wait for my question.
Already got it.
One is 6'3" with a 2-inch cock. The
gonna take
other
so
is
long.
5'8" with a 12-inch cock. Which one are you doing?
First of all, I would never want to attempt a 12-inch cock.
Same.
I would never want to attempt a 12-inch cock, first of all.
Hard no.
Second of all, unlike her, I am 5'9". So, and I like to wear
5'10".
heels. And I do like, how I look in photos of a man, next to a man. And if
You want him to be
he's
tall,
shorter than
you want him
me.
to be tall.
It just looks weird.
And I've dated guys briefly that, like, they loved that. They weren't intimidated at all. And I actually thought that was really awesome. Like, they weren't insecure about it. They loved having, like, a model or someone towering over them. And that's cool. I actually love that for them. It's not my thing. But for me,
I love that for them. not for me.
if you're tall and you don't have a large penis, but you are good at foreplay, like, that's how a lot of women get off anyway. There's a lot of women that they have a tough time getting off in intercourse anyway. So if you're good in every other aspect and you put it down with foreplay,
Put it down with your tongue.
yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Welcome back, Kaylin
ooh,
Franco.
I-
ladies and gentlemen. The real Kaylin Franco returns. She's woken
Wait,
up.
okay, let her finish. I got a follow up though.
I know she hasn't answered.
She said she's
The
5'8"
rest-
and
yeah,
she needs a
she
taller
has-
guy,
No,
right?
but the rationale
was my
of
answer,
why.
yeah.
The why.
Oh, why?
I want to know the why.
Why the taller guy? I did answer it because I
You kinda-
want somebody
you-
shorter
you
than
did-
me.
You kind of did during your answer originally.
I don't necessarily care about what size your dick is. I think that's kind of stupid. I don't really like. I don't think girls are as like. Well, me personally, I'm not as like into sex. Like I have to have sex all the time, like compared to men. Like men are all like, wow, let's fuck all the time, right? But like I don't really care what size your dick is. It doesn't matter. I think Caitlin's like
That was
right.
not-
Like,
You're in luck,
like the
Michael.
foreplay and shit. Like what?
That was not what he was looking for.
What do I get?
He said,
What do you mean?
Tell them that
He was waiting for you to say he's tall and got a big
Oh.
dick. That's what he was waiting
Tell them that I
for.
tear it down
Whoa.
every night.
Time out.
Every
Time out.
night.
Time out.
Cut that part out.
I mean, try both. If you might get with a dude with a big dick and the sex isn't that great, and you get with another dude with a smaller dick and the sex is great because he knows what to do.
It's amazing. That's
and
happened to
that's
me.
going to change your mind. You'll be like, okay, so that really
That's
doesn't
happened.
matter.
I've had like a big ass, yeah, right. And then it was like, and it was like, okay, yay, congratulations. And then you
Like,
go to like
whoa,
this guy
it
and you're
was
like, what are
a-
you
it
gonna do with
was
that?
a
And then like
pain in
after,
the
and you're
ass.
like, oh my god.
Like, it's
And
a
you're
pain in
just,
the
like,
ass
amazed.
for us to get started
Definitely, yeah.
because you're so
Thank you.
big. Like, that was
Yeah.
fun. And
Yeah,
and
that's
then
why I don't
wasn't
think it
even that
matters.
great.
Thank you. Yeah.
want to believe this.
I agree. No, I really agree with her. She's absolutely right.
Does the
It's how
penis
you do
size
it.
really matter to you boys?
Learn
that
how to
much?
eat vagina.
No, I don't have sex with penises.
Thank you.
No, I'm saying,
She's
does your
right.
dick size really inflict your life that much?
I think it does if you were so far outside of one standard deviation that it was a problem. Like too big or
Well,
too small.
yeah,
I'm
like
sure
if
it
your
would-
thing is the size of a thumb
For
hard
sure.
and you're popping out every 2 seconds.
I would,
it's not right.
I would
yeah.
imagine that in that case it would definitely be an issue. But I think for most men probably isn't. No.
Every girl on this table is going to go with their girlfriends. They're going to say, I can't get with him. He's got a little dick. And just start talking about guys with little dicks.
I would never embarrass my
Okay,
man
no,
like that.
okay, do not talk about that.
Right. Okay.
No,
so
we
let me ask you this.
don't.
Then.
No, I
Like,
think they would if they
I
didn't
think
like
guys
him.
care more about this than girls.
Yeah.
I think they would if they didn't
I
like
think
him.
guys care more about this than girls.
Bingo,
Girls don't care
no,
about this.
wrong.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. If you see a guy who's got a big truck What's the first thing you say about
but she doesn't like
Thank
him.
you. Why is that the answer?
Overcompensating.
Why is that the answer?
Because that's what you hear.
Overcompensate by
That's just the ongoing joke.
That's just a universal joke. That's just like a harmless joke.
Thank you. Then why don't you say, well, he's got a small, I don't know, nose or what?
I think guys made that joke. Yeah, guys made up that joke.
The man.
Because it hurts his
feelings.
It offends the man.
Yeah, because it hurts. So when women say that, Rollo, I personally, from my experience from hearing other women say that shit, it's usually they just don't like the dude. If they like the dude, if I know a girl, she's in a relationship with the dude, and they go back and forth, she's never going to talk about it. They break up and he cheats, and then all of a sudden it's how small his dick was. Right. That's the first thing to come out because it hurts him, because it hurts his feelings that when girls run around saying that.
Even if he's not there to hear it.
So, but it gets around because with women it's just like this fucking thing. Like they're going to ask and see whether or not this guy was,
because that's sexual that's disqualification. It
for sure.
disqualifies him from the sex. Okay, so why would that be a form of disqualifying him from the sexual marketplace if dick size wasn't important?
Wow.
Like I said, within the standard deviation, I think it's important.
Oh, okay. So it's
I think he probably fucked up in other ways, and so they're trying to hurt him by bringing that up. The truth is, you can fall in love with a dude, and you find out he's got a small dick, and if you have a great bond with him and connection with him, I think most women will overlook it. But if you fuck her over, or you're a fucking douchebag,
that's the first thing she's going to bring up for sure.
All right, now wait. I like something you said here, but Sterling, now that you're back. I'm kind of gonna sell out Myron a little bit here on Fresh and Fit. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So here we go. So Sterling, I gotta ask. I'm gonna direct this at Sterling first. Sterling,
duck.
Sterling. On Fresh and Fit, you probably heard Myron say this before, that guys who go down on girls are beta males, because or they don't want to go down on their girl because either they're like disgusted by it, or they think it's kind of like subservient, or they think it's beta males, and they think that guys that go down on women are beta males. What do you have to say? Hold your thoughts. Let's go with Sterling first.
For me, I've
heard this so many fucking times.
I've heard this a million times especially on Twitter for some reason. But there's this whole argument of like, if you go down on a girl, then you're beta. That is the argument, right? Okay. That you're a pussy,
right?
What?
It's a mate retention strategy.
Where's this coming from?
I've only ever heard that from like Middle Eastern. I've only ever heard that from like the Middle Eastern culture. I've never heard that from like masses.
Oh yeah.
So for the way my answer to that question, the overall question of like, because I get this question all the fucking time. I get in my emails or my DMs. Like,
okay, well, answer it.
Hey, Sterling,
answer it.
If I go down to my girlfriend, does that make me a cock?
It's haram.
That's called sex, stupid. It's called foreplay, idiot.
And my answer is, unequivocal answer is, do you enjoy it?
I mean,
as the guy
doing it,
as the guy, like, do you genuinely enjoy doing this? If the answer is yes, then fucking do it. If the answer is no, then don't do it.
And believe me, we
it's
can
so
tell.
Simple.
We can tell.
Okay, bingo. I'm glad you said
just like men can tell.
I
can. All right, so I have a solution.
We can tell if you're just doing it because you know that you have to, or because you're not getting us off the other way. So you're like, okay, she gets off this way, and you can tell the difference. And then it's But if a dude loves it, and you can tell he genuinely loves it, it's such a turn on.
Yeah. Okay. That was what I was going to ask. Was can you tell if a guy is genuinely enjoying doing it? Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, always.
Same reason.
But
if
same with
you don't
men.
like doing it, I might think you're gay. Just
men do.
No, but because if a guy genuinely enjoys going down on a girl and getting his woman off that way, then that should be attractive.
Yes, it is.
Right. And do you think any less of that man?
No. You think more of him.
Okay. The only way I would think less of him is if he's one of those dudes that literally he just loves eating. See?
And that's
so
all
like he will literally hook up with a bunch of girls, and that's the first thing he goes for. Like he just loves doing it.
Good on.
That actually does
that turns me off. That turns me off as well. Like I want to feel like you love it when it's someone you're super attracted to or that you really enjoy. But if you're just doing it to everybody, I'm like, where'd that mouth be?
See, that's how I feel about period sex.
So what that mouth do? What that mouth do? What that mouth do?
Hurt your feelings.
If he's not selective with who he goes down.
Yeah. Like a vagina is a vagina. I've dated a guy like that before that he's just like, I've never seen an ugly vagina. And I'm like, I have.
I have a solution.
So I'm literally like, and now I'll admit I don't feel special either because I'm like I'm just another
I have
badge
a
in a
solution.
thousand.
What's the solution? What's the
Ready?
solution?
What's the
Guys,
solution?
listen.
Give me the
I have a solution
solution.
for all you guys who have a problem with this. Here, listen, Jesse.
Instead of eating pussy, suck dick.
Jesse, here we go.
And this chat is fucking great tonight.
If you have a problem,
Ruthless, I love it.
I'm sorry.
It's a bit
if you have a
warm
problem, if you have a problem going down on a girl, you just pick her up upside down and then you go up on her. See what I'm saying? Her
Oh, that's a great.
Bingo. No.
That way you didn't go
He's
down on her.
solving
You went up on her.
Problem
And then you're not beta
And then
anymore.
you're
I
not
want to jump
going
in on
down
this.
on her.
I want to jump in on this really quickly.
Yeah.
Because one of the main reasons that I get, I have guys questioning me and asking me about this is because, is it submissive?
Yeah.
For the man to be going down on the woman.
It's the opposite. I feel dominated.
Wait.
Hold on, Sterling. Do you eat pussy?
Let me
Sterling,
explain.
sorry. Do you go down?
Why don't you Google it? I bet you can find it right now.
I don't know.
What does this mean?
Google it right now, Amber.
Sterling,
Sterling go down on someone right now.
I will.
Amber, just Google it right now.
5 seconds.
Just to hold it up.
Jamie, you're thinking about it, aren't you?
So, what I was saying before you rudely interrupted was, okay, they feel like they're being submissive by going down. They go, cool. My aunt, if a guy ever messaged me that, well, why don't you just flip her upside down?
Yeah. Now you're going up on her.
What do you call it? I should go
down on her that makes him ugly.
jackhammer, right? Yeah. Her head's down here, her pussy's here. That's not submissive.
Yeah.
That's how you. Okay, if you're
going up on her,
about
you're not going down on her.
submissively, then flip her upside down. God damn it! Like then that's not submissive.
So weird.
This is what they fucking think about.
What is this?
Yes.
This is what you fucking think about.
They do. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you guys have bigger issues.
Especially in our autistic corner of the internet.
What is happening?
Welcome to the manosphere.
I love all of you though. I love you because this is my thing.
Now continue.
I want everyone to feel comfortable doing what they want to do. And if you feel submissive eating pussy from a certain angle, then like that's
That's weird. That's weird.
If it makes you feel less of a simp,
but
you gotta do it in a certain position with the lights off, so it doesn't really count.
I don't know. However you have to do it. However you have to do it.
Logic I've ever.
If you have a problem eating your girl, you probably should not be having sex.
But then there's
what's happening.
Okay, but Sterling, so does that mean that that's what you do? Do you eat pussy on a?
Do you? Is that what you have to do to not feel less masculine? What is happening?
Is that what you do?
I love a girl right in my fucking face. I love it. But there's a lot of guys who are hung up on this.
Say it for the guys in the back.
No,
that
but okay. There's so many guys who are extremely autistic about this stuff. Extremely autistic.
I don't like to eat vagina.
Honestly,
vagina is weird.
Sterling, I don't think it's not a thing about. It's not a thing about.
Okay, then you're gay.
It's not a thing about being autistic.
Oh, I didn't know that was coming from him.
I love
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
But I don't. It's not about being autistic. I don't think.
Girl, this is not an issue I'm having.
Let me tell you what. Like, a lot of men have to be baby stepped into certain behaviors.
Yes.
Right. We talked about this before, right? Like, old friend of mine, super autistic, staring at me in the club the whole night.
Terrible at eating pussy. Terrible.
6 months later,
He might actually be the best.
he's a regular guy.
He learned how to do it. And he did it all the way.
Stop.
But, like, a lot of really autistic guys have to be really baby stepped into normal behavior.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. I have this thought process because I'm also very socially awkward, socially inept person most times. I feel like everyone's kind of autistic to a certain degree.
Spectrum-y.
We're all
We all have something wrong with us.
I definitely am.
Yeah.
And so I feel like we all have things that make us really uncomfortable.
You guys are
We
not
all
autistic. You are not. I can tell you 100%. You are not autistic. I know autistic. Rollo knows autistic.
Trust me, everybody's got a little bit of rugby.
Extremely autistic.
The three of us make a living because of. Never mind.
I want to point. I want to point this out.
I'm not trying to shit on dudes who are autistic.
I'm gonna point this out real quick because I want to make sure I'm clear here because when Myron presents this and when they start talking about like going down on girls, it's more about like it's up to the woman to please the man rather than the other way around.
It's a frame argument.
It's a frame argument and not necessarily like I'm just grossed out.
Like so, okay,
it's a frame argument.
This gives me a great question. Okay, so.
Oh, I have a really.
I gotta treat my boy Myron correct here because that's how he is.
I agree.
I feel like I'm autistic. So this I mean,
just sorry. You are the hottest autistic girl I've ever seen. The hottest autistic girl I've ever seen. If you are the hottest.
Your timing is perfect. You're not autistic. You're not. Yeah. You may feel hold on. I think
I'm awkward.
I think you're awkward because you're introverted, but you're confusing that for being just like you. You're not autistic. It's you're introverted, which makes you feel awkward. But that's not autistic. Literally means like the house is burning. And you're like, what am I doing? I don't understand. Let me sit here.
I have
on TV.
social skills now. You didn't know me before.
You have social skills.
Well, you certainly coped. Then I'll give you that. Yeah.
I think we need an autistic bikini contest.
Yeah. Oh my god! Bro!
Let's do it.
Oh my god! Could you even imagine if I called him up? It's like, hey, listen, we were going through contestants, and we want to let you know
we would make much money.
We would like to invite you to the 2023 Miss Autism 2023.
They would be like, I don't understand. I have to be half naked in front of people. Wait a minute. Hold on.
And we
what are you asking? This would not happen. This would never happen. They'd be like, wait.
This is
no.
Oh man.
Okay, can we read these super? I got a bunch of super. I got a bunch of super.
Wait, Sterling asked this question.
The moment I came on, we were canceled.
All right, here we go. We got a bunch of super chats on here. John Polke, 3 pounds, says for Sterling, always remember camp and ABC. Do you remember this?
Camp and ABC. Can I see?
Camp and ABC.
Camp. Always remember camp and ABC. You know what this is?
ABC it's like a sex joke.
Okay,
this
cool.
is a sex joke.
ABC is like ABC
what did you do?
Like the BBC of
Tell
Australia.
us the sex
okay,
joke.
cool. Here we go. Here we go. Day 4. Here we go. Anime Red Pill, $5. Thank you, brother. 4 days in MOA. Finished Pillar 1 and reading The Way of the Wolf at 1.4 speed. That's right, buddy.
Good for you.
That's how you do it, buddy. And then I think I have one more. No, I don't think I do. Here we go. Cool. I'm broke. Got it. All right, guys. Keep it coming, guys. Here we go. Let's keep it going.
Oh my god.
Okay, so what were you going to say, Sterling? You're going to say Rollo.
Can you repeat your question, the previous question you asked?
As far as what?
Swallow.
Which I've forgotten.
No, okay, so
I was trying to handle that.
No, so what I was
you mean as
what
far
I was
as
curious about earlier is you guys were talking about the guy going down on the girl as if it's kind of like that's a gross thing to do.
Yeah, thank you.
But it's not gross for her to go down on a guy.
You?
Okay,
I think boundaries.
As far as the gross angle goes, like it, and it just kind of ties back into my previous point about like dudes who say things like roast beef or meat flaps.
Yeah, roasty.
The immaturity.
Yeah, roasties.
No, but it's guys who it's just guys who don't understand female anatomy.
It's immaturity.
They don't understand.
Lack of experience and immaturity.
I'm not going to say immaturity. I'm going to say they don't understand female anatomy. Because it's not immaturity.
You're not going to say it. I am. It's immaturity.
No, because I'll disagree with you. Because you can have a 50-year-old. You can have a 50-year-old guy
who's immature,
who does not understand female anatomy.
Okay.
He ain't immature. He's making money. He's got a fucking rental property.
If you're coming on a panel and commenting roast beef to a bunch of people you don't know, you are immature. You are immature. Don't try to spin this around.
I will say
you be 50 years old and making $1 million a month, and you are immature to do that.
I will say this is like one of the things that when women are like trying to insult guys, like so you say you got a little dick. One of the things I also talk about is like, do you even know what a clitoris is? Do you know your way around a woman's butt? Like it's fucking rocket science or something like that. It's like
it's not hard.
It's exactly.
I'll say that, and then we get with y'all, and then it's like, what are you fucking doing?
See, that's why I'm looking at the chat here, and they're going, it's like, how are we complicating it to this level? And it made me think about that. It's like, have you ever talked to a real woman? Like, do you even know what where the clitoris is?
You brought up something a few minutes ago. You brought up something like, there's certain guys that a woman can get with, and he's very experienced, but he's trash in bed.
Right, but he says that that
but
goes along with
he's
this.
Good, right? Okay, cool.
That's what I was
great,
going to say. Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm touching on.
Yes.
So, like,
that's what I'm talking about.
These are two separate skill sets. A man's ability to attract women and a man's ability to get a woman off
to please
are
one.
completely different skill sets.
100%.
Two totally different things. So when I was in college, I knew a guy, or he was like the man on campus, right? He was the guy who got fucking laid by. He was like a third year, so all the freshman women would fuck him because he was the big G. He was the man on campus. So he had a massive body count, and I just so happened to be living across from one of the women he had slept with, and I would talk to her every now and then. And she was like, he is completely terrible in bed. And I think this is extremely common, where guys who get pussy by, like, almost automatically.
It's like thrown at them, so they don't have to be good.
Bingo.
I feel like Chris Brown might be terrible in bed because
but the fact that they're getting all these women, they doesn't have
to be good.
But that's what guys say about girls.
My point is, you will probably get fucked better by a guy who hasn't had sex in like 12 months.
He's fucking like his life depends on it.
Bingo! Yes! He will give you the time of his life.
He just got out of prison on felony charges.
He will give you undivided
Right.
attention.
Yes.
He'll make you come from going
Yep.
down on him. He'll make you come from fucking him. He'll do all kinds of crazy shit.
At least you hope so.
Versus the guy you're actually going after,
Yep.
the celebrity you're actually going after, who's getting pussy on autopilot.
Because it's just validation. Because he's not actually trying to have sex. It's different. He's not actually trying to have sex. He's just wanting to say, I had her.
He's getting off.
That's it. It's a validation.
He's just getting off.
He doesn't care.
He's going to lay
Half
back,
the time they don't.
busting up,
Half the time
and
they
fall
don't even
asleep.
get off.
The other guy
He's too
who you
drunk to
passed
hook up.
on is going to give you the time of your life.
All right. Question. I got to follow up. Sterling, sorry, don't answer. Don't you answer either, okay? Ladies.
This is gonna be a good one.
Oh, God.
Give it to us, Rollo.
Let's go.
Ponder swallow.
This is the best podcast I've ever been on.
I know. Who do women? Well, the type of guy. Who do women fake orgasms more for? Beta male guys or alpha male guys? I have stats on this too. Alpha guys or beta guys? The guys are just like, will do anything for you. They, they love on you and everything.
I've never
Or the
faked
guy who's
one.
like your friend who is like, an alpha male guy who can get laid, right?
I've never faked
Natural.
one, but if I did, it would probably be for the alpha.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because the beta, I'm just
100%.
Yep.
Alpha.
Yeah. That's all. You guys.
sure.
You guys know
Why?
it.
Why?
Because as the
I know
alpha,
why.
he always thinks
He thinks he's the
that
best.
he's
Like he,
the
you have
best.
to
But why-
preserve
but-
the
okay, but
Somebody else previously faked it.
You have to-
Somebody else
Why-
before that previously
You have
faked
to
it.
preserve
my
the
question
ego.
is-
Everyone's faking it.
Yep.
But why do you feel like you have to fake it now?
You preserve the
Because
ego.
the alphas.
But why are you doing that?
If you like
I
him,
know
you
why.
want to lose.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because they'll start crying
You don't
in a
wanna
corner if
discourage
you're
him.
like, this was terrible. And
Well, I
they're
don't
like,
care
why?
if they cry.
What if you actually
it's just
like
annoying
this
to deal with
person?
that.
The alpha
don't
likes to
ask them.
encourage you
Either way.
Then you don't want to do it again.
One at a time. Go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Yeah.
No. You want the correct answer? The correct answer is, of course, alpha males. You know why? Because you'll fake it for that guy because he's high value enough that you will invest yourself and performance and put on a good act to retain that guy. So in the hopes that later on that maybe you lock the guy down and exactly, it might be an ego appeasement, of course. But it's also on the woman's part where she wants to retain that guy, whereas the beta male guys are not worth the act. They're not worth the effort.
I get that, but my reason was so different.
Okay, what's your reason? What was your
So, and again, I'm not like most women, but so the alpha male, first of all, I wouldn't be in bed with a beta anyway.
Okay, but for sake of argument.
Yeah, for sake of argument. The alpha, clearly, he's an alpha for whatever reason. He's going to be a douchebag and be whack regardless. Whether I fake it or not, he's going to go on his path of whatever he's doing. The beta male, I don't want to give him no favors because it's almost like tough love.
Oh, you want to get better?
Yep.
You want to do better?
Yes.
No.
Whereas the alpha male, I could literally tell the alpha male, this is what I don't like and this is what you should be doing differently, and it's not going to penetrate the hard head. So it's a waste of time. So let's just get it over with. But with the beta male, it's almost like tough love,
So,
Yeah.
My
It's
next
education.
question ties into this entire topic.
No, but
Very
hold, before you,
Keep
okay, hold
going.
that question because I'm going to just tag one more thing onto this, okay? Most beta male guys or most guys who are kind of the more, like, I'll do anything for her kind of guys, they believe that women will fake orgasms for alpha guys because the beta guy is better than the alpha guy.
No.
Like she comes first.
They just said no.
No.
All of them
I know.
Absolutely not.
Hey, they're saying this channel would get banned. Let's go to Rumble. That's what they're saying in the chat.
I know.
They're saying, let's go to Rumble.
Absolutely
I have
not.
experience.
Keep the clothes on.
Beta guys being better. You know why I think beta guys can be better at this? Because they're just gonna do what you say. So you're like, you don't have to fake it with them because they're just gonna they just want to please you so bad because they're so beta that they're just like they're gonna do literally everything for you. Like they're going to bow down and be like,
but that
what
doesn't
will make you
necessarily
happy?
mean that
and
they
it's just
will
gonna be
do
like
it
better because they're not gonna like please
they'll get
themselves
the
first. They're gonna
skills.
please
Yeah.
you first.
They will try harder. Is the point?
They'll try harder for sure.
Think about the psyche of the guy who hasn't had sex in 6 months.
Yep.
This is very hard for any woman to understand it all. But there are men who, I mean, Michael, what's the stat of
Statistics, Michael.
the stats of guys who are under 30?
Kowalski analysis.
How many percent?
Between 2008 and 20. What happened?
Let's go.
He's like Kowalski.
Analysis.
There's no snort for me.
Let's go.
I'm done.
That was a massive snort. Nice work.
I'm done. You want to know what's better than the massive snort? Just saying that. It's a massive snort.
It was massive.
All right, here we go.
Don't insult my accent.
So the study goes up to 2018. 28% of men were having zero sexual partners under the age of 30, and now we would assume it's around 33% now. So about a third of men between the ages of 18 and 30 have zero sexual partners.
Bing, right? So okay, if the guys come, if some guy in that 30% miraculously somehow seduces you, he is gonna do his best to try and make you orgasm again and again and again.
Who is this guy?
But if he's so beta, he doesn't have experience.
I'm you though, man.
If he's so beta, he doesn't have experience, then it's not going to do anything for me anyway.
Your opinion is very subjective.
I think the beta guy can have experience.
You might, for the first few weeks you know him, you might think he's portraying all the traits of a guy who is alpha.
And he's just
you might think he's the fucking shit. Cool. I'll sleep with him. Right? Then he makes you come. But he's again and again. He's putting the effort in. Right? Versus the guy who knows he is getting laid every day regardless. Think of that fucking shit. He gives zero effort to you in the bedroom. He's popping in like 30 seconds, laying back, falling asleep, doesn't give a shit.
Who is this man that's so dedicated to making a woman come? Who is this man?
That man is the average guy.
Excuse me, my beta ass. I try so hard. I ain't beta as fuck. I just say it right now. I'm so beta. I try hard as shit. Are you kidding me? I go up. I go up.
Pump your little heart out, huh?
I go up on a girl.
That's my point.
I go up on a girl. I go up on her.
I've never been with a man who laid there and didn't try. I guess I'm lucky. Am I in a unique situation? I've never been with a man who didn't try.
They want to be the king of the seven kingdoms. That's the reason why they're trying so hard.
Not that like alphas don't try. It's just like betas are like they're just gonna like try. They're gonna please you first before themselves.
Yes.
Alphas want to be pleased and then they're done.
Yes.
I'll please me, bitch, and then I'm done. That's it. Like that's kind of their mindset because that's just what they're.
Well, I dated an alpha that always took care of me first.
That you made that point. I'm so glad you made that point.
And that's.
Can you say that again one more time?
What I just said?
Yeah.
A beta is going to please you first before himself.
Bingo. Yeah, cool. So, there is...
Betas are the true alphas. Listen to the chat. That's so funny.
Crazy.
But the idea of the beta's going to please you before himself, right?
That's true. That is true.
All of my clients who suffer from, like, performance anxiety, like they struggle to get up around a pretty woman, right? They're like, oh shit, she's beautiful. She's objectively beautiful. What? She's gorgeous. I like her. I'm anxious. Mm-hmm. So he can't get the old boy rising to the
I would think that would make you so fast, you know?
Yeah, exactly. No.
If I'm putting my phone number in your phone and you're not hard, there's a problem. There's a problem. There's a whole issue. Red flag. Someone give me a red flag. Y'all, red red flag. If you're not hard by me walking up to you or standing next to you, by you smell me. Do I smell good? Smell me. If that doesn't make you
phenomenal,
if that doesn't make you hard, then there's a red flag. You're out.
You're with the wrong one.
Well, unfortunately, that is a problem for a large percentage of men.
That's crazy.
That is a big problem.
Yeah, because of the first thing we talked about, which was porn. I think the overindulgence is porn has caused men to have a problem with that level of stimulation. I think that's what.
That was where we're going, but it's one of the main reasons. The other one is like, okay, he feels like he. Okay, so a dude who's not had sex in like 6 months, finally he lands a dime piece like you.
I love this.
How?
Miraculously, somehow.
Paint the picture. Paint the fucking
not you.
How?
Miraculously, he lands a dime piece.
Somehow Sterling is now nervous.
Somehow. I don't know how. Michael Sartain, best podcast ever.
I appreciate it. That's what I set this up.
This is the fucking funnest podcast.
Hey, listen, the reason, real talk, the reason why, and I know the guys in the chat are going to complain about this, is that I'm friends with all 5 of you, and it's a little different than other podcasts. That's the only reason we do it once every 2 weeks. Ladies, thank you all for coming on. This was a terrific thing. I cannot believe I got Kaylin Frank
on her birthday. On her birthday. She chose to spend it with you.
I can't believe Kaylin Frank came on my podcast. It's incredible. All right, guys. Laura, where can we find you?
On Instagram at laura.ariana.
Nice. Sterling, where can we find you? On Pornhub at Sterling Cooper.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Just type in at Sterling Cooper. You'll find me everywhere.
Kylie,
and don't send me fucking links to his shows because I know they're coming. I know they're coming.
Kylie, where can we find you?
Where are you going to be at?
Where I'm going to be at?
Where are you going to be at?
I'm going to be wherever, baby. I'm going to be at my place.
Wherever you are, he'll be.
That's where I'm going to be at. That's his place.
Good
right,
answer.
Cool.
Good answer.
Good answer. Kaylin Frank, where can we find you?
Kaylin, KAYLAN _legend.
For legend models and talent, ladies. If you guys
You're
want
my company, thank you very much.
I'm ready. Atmosphere. Let's go.
If you guys want a gig here for doing convention work or atmosphere models, or if you're a bartender or if you're a poker dealer, whatever, you come to United States. Come to Las Vegas.
That too. Yes.
You come to Las Vegas and you want to try out. You do castings every other Wednesday. Is that how it works, or every Wednesday?
We usually do them once a month. We're pretty full right now.
Okay, full of girls.
So probably not for a few months.
Okay, cool. And Jesse Preston, where can we find you? We can find you in Playboy.
Get out. There's the door.
What was the question?
Where can we find you?
You made me nervous.
It's time for your plugs. Give me your plugs.
Where can I
Just
find
look at the
you?
screen. I don't know. Jesse Preston X _ backup for now until I get my main page back. But Jesse Preston X _ backup. Thank you. Bye.
Beautiful.
By the way, all the girls' Instagrams links are in the description.
Amber Rose, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at AmberOX_Rose. Yes, it's Amber Rose, not like the other Amber Rose. That's like my actual name.
Way more hair.
Can we can find you on stage when during Art of the Wild, during Rufus the Soul?
That's crazy. Yeah, hopefully, everyone go and flood Encore Beach clubs and win Nightlife's social feeds. Sorry, social media. Hire me back. I love to be there. I'm really nice.
I'll come visit you. I'll bring all my friends. I'll come visit you.
I'll bring all my friends. I'll bring all Jesse's friends. And I'm a really, really good wing woman. So you guys want me there. So if any of you guys have problems getting girls, I'll help you.
Okay. There you go. That's how
I can always help you.
Hey, Travis, we never do this. Travis, where can we find you at Sticky
Travis.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey guys. My name's Travis.
Oh my God, look at him. He's so cute.
Guys, you can find me on Instagram at Travis Fleischer. But more importantly, this studio is a podcast studio. It's at Sticky Paws Studios. And you come for the pause and you stay for the sticky, guys.
Nice. And you have a podcast too, right? You have a podcast.
Yeah, we have a podcast. It's called the Sticky Podcast. Yeah, there's probably a theme going around here.
Smile, you have dimples.
One of these days I'll be on it. I'm gonna come on. You let me know next time I'm out here.
Rollo?
I'll come down for you.
Next week, you're on.
I'll fly down
fly back
for
for
just for you, bro.
Hey guys, listen, I dare you. Listen, anybody who comes out here, some people think that the best podcast studio in the world is going to be in Los Angeles. It's right here.
It's already here.
It's already here in
It's
Las
right
Vegas.
here,
The
for
reason
sure.
why is everyone that you know will not come see you in Los Angeles. There's no fucking where to park in Los Angeles. Too much traffic in Los Angeles. It's too expensive in Los Angeles. And there's too many other podcasts that you're fucking with in Los Angeles. Here in Las Vegas, there's us and like Blue Wire, and they're $4,000 an hour. Good luck with that. That's it. So you guys can come out here. Plenty of parking. We got a full bar. We got cookies and pizza. You definitely, if you guys are interested, come to Sticky Paw Studios. We birthday cake, guys. Literally, imagine if your podcast studio was so cool. You just had parties in your podcast studio. That's
There's
what we
no
do
more
here.
vodka left, though.
No, there.
I have
Kill the handle.
We got more vodka.
You're a liar.
We have more vodka, right?
Time. We better have
Yeah.
more vodka.
Can we go to Peppermint Hippo?
Yeah, we'll go.
I've never been there. It's my birthday.
Okay,
Let's go.
No, there you go.
You down to go to Peppermint
Let's
Hippo?
go.
Okay, we're going out for Kalen's wedding. Hey guys,
Hippo.
Peppermint Hippo. It's like the strip club.
That was the first place I went to in Las Vegas about 10 years ago.
No, you went to Spearmint Rhino. You went to Spearmint Rhino.
Oh my god.
Peppermint Hippo's spread out. That's the point.
That's the point. You can understand the confusion.
Hippo, Rhino.
You can understand the confusion.
Hey, big shout out to everybody in the chat. The chat has been lit tonight.
Dude, I can't.
I know you guys
people.
are haters sometimes, but sometimes it gets really good. It's been entertaining for sure. Let's see. Rule Zero is going to be on Paul's channel on Saturday at 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern time, and I think I'll be back on Sunday 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern on my own channel, and I think that's about it.
Hey guys, if you guys want to go check the link in Rollo's chat for the show, he's got, I believe, a 10% promo code if you guys want to join Men of Action. You guys make sure you guys check out his affiliate code. We are going to do next Wednesday, the 18th, is going to be our episode. I do 3-hour interview with Sterling Cooper. We get into some really important stuff that is going to absolutely get my channel demonetized. Get ready for that. It's going to be a lot of great stuff. I have some really cool interviews coming up. Cool stuff coming up in the future. I'm going to be throwing 3 or 4 parties in Scottsdale for the Super Bowl. If you guys are out in the Super Bowl, and for those of you who want to join MOA and come to those parties, let me know. And for the rest of you, man, thank you guys for coming out. This was terrific. This is exactly what I envisioned the show being.
Yes.
Good.
Tonight is exactly what I envisioned. Especially us going.
We had a good time.
Especially us going to a strip club after this for Kaylin's birthday. This is exactly what I planned.
This is amazing.
Thank you guys. I will
Travis,
see you.
cue up the outro music.
We will see you guys in 2 weeks. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Take care.
Well done, Michael.
This is me. I'm like, invite me back. Maybe I'll put on makeup.